Oh, hi. Oh,
Damn.
what?
That is an introduction.
What?
One of
Yes,
these days
it
we
is.
gotta coordinate our names.
I like the snapping thing.
I,
Very
I
classy.
know. I was gonna clap, but it's kind of hard to do that and cue everybody in at the same time. How's everybody doing?
Good, man. You?
Doing well. Doing well. Doing well.
Glad you stocked the green room with liquor tonight. This is good.
Only the best. Only the best.
I like
Wait till next year. You see what's in it next year.
it.
Good stuff.
I heard it's gonna be Margot.
It's gonna be like Pabst Blue Ribbon and stuff like that. It's gonna be really good
Woo!
stuff. High class. We have a budget. We have a budget next year.
Hey, Mez is getting off his wallet. I like it.
All right. So welcome everybody. Thank you for showing up. Appreciate you guys. How do we want to do this? Do we want to timestamp this really quick? What do we want to do? Do we want to do foreplay first? What do we want to do?
Did you say tramp stamp it?
No,
Yeah, let's
well, you
tramp
can call it
stamp
tramp stamp. Yeah, we can tramp stamp it too.
Tramp stamp it. Let's tramp stamp it. Slap it right on the back.
Well, there's a couple people here. So, what do you guys got going on? What's the holidays like? You guys have a good holiday? Get everything you want? How was it?
Cory?
We had kind of a humble holiday, a lot of good time with the family. Did not spend a lot of money this year. That was kind of the intent, was not to spend too much. But we had a great time. Great time. I drove my mom crazy. That's always an additional holiday benefit. Anytime you get to do that, see the fear in her eyes. I posted that photo online.
That was a nice picture.
It was a nice photo. Yeah, it was. It was a good photo, man.
Yeah. That's one of those memorable moments. I don't know who took the photo and sent it. And I'm like, God, she just looks terrified. She sees me reading. She's no unlikely to say anything. She knows me well. She knows me well.
What about you, MC? How was the holidays? Get everything you want? Coal? Did you get coal?
I did. I got some coal. No, it was really nice. It was low key, like how I like it. My mom came and so I got spoiled, as you guys can assume. But it was nice. I got a nice gift, so I'm really happy. So
Good.
Mama's happy, so
that's all that matters, right? That's all that matters. A couple more people in. I guess we'll just stamp this so we don't drag it on too much because we got a party because it's almost New Year's, so right? Here we go. All right, here we go. Right? All right. So, hello everyone. My name is Paige. Welcome to episode 89 of the Hangout, where we give you insight into the world of collecting in a very chilled and relaxed atmosphere. I'm joined by two of take a drink. Two of my favorites, the two Corys. Of course, we have Michael Cory. We have Christopher Cory. How are you guys doing today? Good,
man. Doing fantastic.
Good. Really quick, first thing. So, what do you guys got on the table? What have you guys been enjoying right now? Figures, movies, music, moments. What do you guys got?
Ooh.
I know. Besides the holidays, what do you guys got? We'll skip the figures because we're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
I got a 3D printer for Christmas. Oh, sorry.
Oh, very nice. Oh. No, 3D printer? 3D printer?
Yeah. Corey Christopher must have called my wife because he likes watching me spend money more than anybody, I think.
Yeah.
He's sending me figures still and all that stuff, but now he's gone big. Next thing you know, he's going to be trying to sell me a car or something big, but I've been printing like crazy since I got it, and it's really fun. So random shit, of course.
How much was it? Like, how much was it like to start off with? I mean, did you go big? Did you go small?
No, she went. My wife got it for me. She got me a resin printer, and I think it was a Black Friday deal. It was a Anycubic 6K. So it's got really nice resolution. I think it was like 4 something, the Black Friday deal, like low 4. So, and I'm just starting to dabble, as you guys know. I've sent you guys pictures, so printing random shit.
Now, can you just plug and play it, like print it right out the gate, or do you need like I know you need files for it, but I mean, can you? Is it pretty easy like to set up? Because I was thinking about doing it this year, but I don't know. Obviously, I can hit both of you guys up, but you know what I mean. Like for anybody else,
It was
is it
simple.
easy?
Like I called Cory I texted him a couple times asking him questions about different resins and stuff, but it was literally just download a file and print it. It was so I think there's a wireless way to do it. I'm not sure yet. Like I'm still using USB. I'm not super amazing with tech like I used to be in my younger days. So not up on it. Press
Get
print.
Sawyer to do it. He'll take care of it for you.
I know, right? He's already
Yeah.
hit for different things that he found.
He's probably like, hey man, when you're done messing around, let me print this his tank out really quick.
Yeah, or that car or something, the Ghost Rider car.
Oh yeah, man, that would be cool. Like I've seen so many files. Yeah, I've seen so many files like they've had. Like guys. I showed you guys that one. The one guy, he was just he printed out, what was it? The Fantastic Four, the Baxter Lab.
Yeah, that was awesome. Did that go free yet?
Yeah. I don't think it's up yet. Yeah, okay. I don't think it's up yet, but but he had it, and he was like, yeah, when I do put it up live, he goes, it's gonna be free. So I was like, holy crap, man, that's really nice of you to do that, bro.
Let me know, I'll print it for you. So. Oh
yeah, that would be nice, man. I'd love to do it. And see like paint it and stuff like that too. So it'd be cool. CC, what about
you? Man, I've been trying to get caught up on my streaming. Everyone keeps talking about all these new series and the stuff I got to watch. What is it, Yellowstone, and they've got like 2 other prequels that are out there, and so I've been trying to get caught up on all the great stuff. There's so much going on, though. There's so much to watch. Just not enough time.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen the new Top Gun movie.
Oh what? Man,
I still haven't seen it. It's free right now on
Paramount.
Peacock, I think. Is it Paramount Plus?
One of them, yeah, it's free.
Yeah, one of them has it free, and I still haven't seen it yet. I don't know. I got to watch it before 2023. That's my goal.
You need to watch it, man. That's a really good movie, man. And watch the first one with me. Of course, it's back in the day, and she's like, oh god, she's we kept how you notice things like later on when you watch it back again. Well, but then it was very, I don't know how to say this. They were in each other's faces a lot, like really close. Like they were constantly like, oh, Maverick, all this other stuff, but there was always that kind of stuff, and it was like there was always something. Yeah, exactly. It was very bromancy, and I'm like, wow. I was like, I never really noticed this before, and I made a joke. I was like, yeah, it's like it's a Navy, stuff like that, and I was like, well, why are they always talking? It's like you can feel their breath. They're like always in each other's face. You get chewed out on the deck.
Tom Cruise, man.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah. Does he do that?
Even guys can't say no to Tom Cruise. Even guys. Hey,
Sawyer.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, buddy?
I'm doing good.
You look like you're doing good. You beat anybody up lately?
No.
No? You took some time off?
Yeah.
You got to kind of space them out. I figure about 1 a month, keep you fresh.
Oh, man. So, let me, because I want to keep on track a little bit.
That was more quality parenting advice from the other Cory.
I know. All right, so really quick, let's do some chat stuff. Let's see here. We got resident requires ventilation, correct? Did you get a ventilator for yours? Like something to blow it out? Good?
No, I have it in a space that's we're not sitting there huffing it, so trying to catch a buzz. I mean, you can smell it like when you're around it, but it has a shroud over the top of it, and that eliminates it as well.
Yeah.
It's just the pouring it.
Yeah, that's a couple
for anybody that's thinking about 3D printing, I wouldn't suggest having it in like your sleeping quarters or anywhere where you're going to be over. if you had even a small closet or a basement, anything like that's ideal. But you definitely wouldn't want it in if you're like in a studio apartment or something like that. Like you wouldn't want that in the room with you for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah, spitting out fumes and stuff like that. Ugh,
Yeah.
Oh, so really quick, we got that kind of caught up with. Let's talk about top cons for tonight. So tonight, pretty good show. Of course, we got to end the year off. Everything. Everybody's getting their top 5, 10s, and everything else in there. So I figured we kind of do a show, kind of like reviewing the year as far as like collecting and just everything in general. Ups, downs, possible favorite figures and stuff like that. Also have kind of like a thing called last call, kind of where we kind of wrap up, but the main topic for that is going to be, is collecting too easy? Yeah. Good talking points on that one.
I know what my wallet says.
Yeah. Hey, what did he say? What did
There's that
Major Payne say? Oh yeah, he's like business. Like business is good. That's what them toy companies are like. Toy companies are just like this every single time, bro. They're just like money.
Shoveling $100 bills on their fire pits right now.
Oh god, man, wiping sweat in their asses with that stuff, man. They're making so much money this year, man.
Like Dumb and Dumber when they had that briefcase full of money.
Yeah, they're just doing dumb shit. They was buying Lamborghinis and stuff. What about Lambo in Aspen? I was like, what are you guys doing? It was like rear-wheel drive car in the snow. I know Cory knows that, right? You can't be driving rear-wheel drive with the snow.
Yeah.
And then we'll end it off with New Year's resolutions. I know we've kind of skimmed over some of this stuff, but this will be the concrete stuff for the end of the year, because I think this will probably be the last show. Yeah, pretty much, because we'll go into the new year, and then we'll kick everything into overdrive. Everything's going to be in overdrive. So really quick, we'll start off with some news and notes. Not too much happened this week. Let me screen share some shit. I had a picture of what we're going to talk about right now, but I didn't upload it in time. But for everyone, really quick, if you didn't know, the excuse me, popped up. We good? Yeah, there you go. So the Graveyard Gremlins, these went up along with Sod Cutter, and they sold out very quickly. I think the official time was like 6 minutes, so really fast. But these are starting to ship out. They're shipping out in New York right now. There was an in-hand image. Somebody got theirs actually today, but I just didn't get a chance to do that. And then also if you've been waiting for Sod Cutter, that's actually shipped out. I guess you could call it the second wave has kind of pushed out. So people should be starting to see that getting pushed out. And then that's probably about it really as far as Mezco stuff. I did want to pick you guys' brains real quick and say, we got a week left. And so what do you think the chances are that we'll see something or possibly get a pre-order? CC, go.
I think they're backing off. Honestly, I really think they listened. They heard what people were saying. I think they're backing off. I don't think, I went from saying we'd get at least 3 by the end of the year to I think they're going to wait till January, and then everyone better be ready in January.
I'm trying to flip this around, so I don't think it's just everybody's flipping. But
should be a busy month.
Should take it. Yeah, I think. Well, MC, what do you think?
Same. I would have. I mean, we made our predictions a couple weeks ago. I would like to see another pre-order, but I don't. I think that warehouse is so busy, and Mez probably gave some of his people the time off for the holidays. So I don't think another pre-order till next week, maybe.
Yeah.
Within 2 weeks of the new year, I say we'll see a pre-order.
Yeah.
Some sort.
I think maybe one more thing.
You think so?
I want to call it. I think something. I just think it would be cool if they did it just as kind of like the final out for the year, whether it be a pre-order or a release, something just to say, hey, this is coming out, this is shipping out, or just to kind of like flick people in the ear. Hey, there's a pre-order that's coming up. Just that kind of like last out, because everybody's kind of like, it's been so imbalanced, oh, they don't release stuff or oh, they're releasing too much. So maybe this last kind of, like I said, this kind of flick in the ear at the end of the week. One of those two things, a pre-order, or they say we're charging you and we're shipping for this. Or, you know what I mean? Like we're going to charge you or we're shipping this out this week. Just something, just to kind of end it off. That's what I think. So, yeah. This is kind of like a personal thing, but I'm pretty sure you guys are on this. So I went and saw this. Now, before we start, let's do this really quick too. We're going to be talking about this movie, not ruining the movie, but just talking about it in general. So if you have not seen this movie, I'll put the timestamp in the bottom so you can kind of skip ahead. And if you want to leave, come back. If you're fine to do that, that's cool. But we're going to try to keep it as spoiler-free as we can. But you might hear something or stick them. So just so everybody knows that, okay? We good? Good. Let's give them 5 seconds. All right, let's go. We're good. Gave enough time for everybody to adjust. And like I said, the timestamp on there. Avatar, Way of the Water. And Cece, what'd you think? I went and saw this.
Let me premise this by saying, after the whole Black Adam debacle, I mean, I'm starting to question my taste because I loved Black Adam and I appear to be in a minority, and I'm still confused by that. With that said, with that said, I loved Avatar: The Way of Water. Like, I personally thought it was better than the original, which is hard to say. I thought the original kind of relied a lot on just the visual aesthetics, whereas this one, like the bond that they created between you and the characters and the emotion, and like I said, I'm a grown man. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm a grown man, and that movie was about away from making me cry. Like I was there, like to the point where I had to tell myself, what is wrong with you? Like these characters aren't real. That guy is still around or whatever. I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody, but it almost had me. And it literally made me turn against mankind. Like humans during that movie. Yeah. Oh my God. Yep. I'm like, we're just despicable. I don't, we don't, there's no room for us in the universe. We just, we're terrible people. Terrible people.
Yeah.
I could not stand human beings by the time we got through that movie. I'm like, couldn't wait to see our demise.
Yeah. I think I'm pretty on board with you on that. It's that one segment that you watch. I think that's what it is. When you're sitting there and you're watching it, when you're actually not hearing about it or anything, but you're watching people do stuff, you're like, wow, this is sick.
Yeah.
I sat there and I watched it and I go, oh my gosh, we may not do exactly this, but we do some form of this in so many different ways.
Very
it
similar.
was like
very similar. We're not very we don't use things very smart, resources and things like that. We just use what we need and we discard the rest. And that's just kind of the way we seem to be, by nature. And that was a good movie. Really, really good movie. Anybody who hasn't seen it, you got to go see it. You got to go see it in 3D. I ducked a few times.
Yes. Yeah. I went and saw it specifically because you said that, because you guys were like, go see it in 3D. And I thought it was an excellent movie, but I'm wondering what it's going to be like when it comes out, on home, because you're not going to have the 3D aspect of it, but it's still a great movie, but that 3D really added to it, man. I was like, oh.
Right.
MC, what'd you think?
James Cameron did it again. So I guess it was so good. The story, I'm a huge fan of the first one. I go on the Disney ride all the time when we go, the Flight of the Banshee, and I got my kid all the little Avatar figures from McFarlane for Christmas, and before Christmas. It was, I know what scene you guys are referring to right away, and it really it put us in perspective, like our wasteful society as it is, and here we are talking about toys and and like wasteful and destroying the planet, and that's not like, I'm not giving spoilers, like you've seen the first one, what they're after, the unobtainium, but just his story was so much, like you said, it was so powerful. Like the family bond in that movie, and the way that Jake Sully is a father now instead of just a Marine that becomes a member of their colony, but now he's his family unit and he's willing to do anything to protect his family. And being a father, I kind of see that, obviously I'm not Jake Sully, but it's so good. Like I was watching some of the making of stuff as well, and how James Cameron like actually threw the actors in the tanks so he could, when they're in the mocap suits, that way they could see the resistance of the water when they're acting, and how it made the movie better, because they have the resistance of the movements underwater. It was so good. And like the bullying aspect, and like being, making friends and being better, which I always say to my kid, it's like I quote them, be better. It was an experience. But I'm in the minority. Like what you were mentioning something about not being able to see 3D at home. I still have a Samsung 3D TV. So
with the glasses, and
you can upscale as well. So if they don't release it in 3D, I can upscale. I'll find a Blu-ray and I'll upscale it to 3D to be able to watch it at home in 3D. So it's like one of our
party at MC's house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Did Sawyer like it?
Sawyer loved it. Like I was concerned because of the length of the movie that he would lose interest at some point. He sat, like the first one, he was obviously not born when that happened, but he's watched the first one.
Isn't that weird? It's so long ago.
I think he was such a trooper, and he's like, "Oh my God, it was so good. I loved it." But kid's like a squirrel. Something shiny gets his attention. He's off to something new anyway. But he really enjoyed it too. So, and my wife, which all three of us, it was so good. I can't say enough, but go watch it, please. That way we can get Avatar 3.
I thought that was pre-planned. I saw a news article that said something about there was some kind of complication about it maybe not happening now, but I thought that was the original plan.
Yeah, he has to make a certain amount. Cameron said, of course, he's just
okay.
For him to justify making part 3, because it's so hard to shoot these films, which I get. It's a lot of the waters, making the actors submerge the whole time, and his little holdover tank from Titanic.
What was the budget on this film? Anybody know?
Does he ever even have a budget with that kind of stuff?
Yeah, he just gets a blank check, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
He's like Christopher Nolan.
He's gonna make that. Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up.
So when I first saw this, I had no desire to see it. I was like, well, because of the amount of time that it took from the first one until now. And then I kept thinking to myself, I'm like, what can you really do with this film? So I was the negative Nancy with this, but I wasn't excited to see it, man. And then Ann said that she was wanting to see it, and then you guys talked to me about it. And then so my hopes weren't really high with this, but then when I went in, I was like, the movie is beautiful for one. And then two, when I was watching it, I go, this is just really good storytelling. It's just like all the points that you guys made. And then I kept thinking about stuff like people like Kendrick Lamar or these other people that take a long time to create something. I go, man, when somebody takes enough time to really put into it, and you get this kind of stuff, it's worth the wait. That movie was really good. I did sit there for a while, and I was like, isn't this just Black Panther with blue people for a second? But then but when I'm watching it, I was like,
oh, you're right.
I was like, this is a ripoff. I'm like, this is Black Panther. But I know Black Panther. That's not the first. I mean, you could say that was probably like Shaka Zulu or something like that. There's some kind of root that always goes to it. But I was sitting there and go, this is just Black Panther with blue people. But then when you start watching it, it just separates itself. I haven't seen Black Panther 2 yet. So I kept wanting to say, oh, this is just Namor. Namor is the other guy. But I was like, it was a really good movie, man. They did really good things to set it up for the third one. I'll be honest with you, I hope they do. Like you said,
and in less than 12 years, whatever. How long has it been since the last one? Hopefully we don't wait another 12 years to get the third one.
$250 million was the budget.
Oh my God. gosh. Yeah, that's crazy,
Ooh.
man. Did anybody else think that Spider was Tekashi 6ix9ine? At least I did. Well, when I first saw it, I go, "That's just Tekashi 6ix9ine." And just covered up his tattoos. It looked just like him. You know, he had the hair in there. I was like, they just braided
Yeah.
it up and they just put one. But I was looking up the credits, and I guess it's some other kid. But I thought it was him at first, and I was like, "Wow, he's doing a really great job voice acting." So anyway, but yeah, watching movies in some of the Oculus type of devices are not an option to get the 3D experience. Yeah, some of that stuff isn't. So. Yeah, so yeah, good movie. So if you haven't seen it, I would recommend going seeing it. It's really good, really good. So let's move on. 2022 year in review. This is going to kind of be a little bit broad. I narrowed it down to some things, but really quick, if you guys will just kind of bear with me real quick, because I want to show everyone this stuff really quick. Let me oh, I missed that. I already missed that. All right. So I went through and I updated this yesterday. So you guys, this will be the first time people see the update, the first part of the update. It's not really much because we haven't had too many changes. But I did want to show this like we did last week, just for some context. So this is what you got. This was the projections for what we had for this quarter. And that is the total amount that you would spend, of course, obviously, right? That's how much we were supposed to have. Like, what was it, 23? And these are the ones that are still currently supposed to come out in December. I'm still wondering about this. I'm still hoping that this one kind of makes it out. Cousin Eddie, I know it said January, but it's hoping, right? So most of this stuff, I thought this was going to come out too, Alien. But yeah, so the year, we'll talk about Mezco for a little bit, then we'll move on to like other companies and stuff like that too. But this was pretty much your year right here. This is all the stuff we had that we got. And as you can see, these are all the figures that we got. That came up, right? It's good? Zoomed in? All right, yeah. So that's all of the figures that we got for this year. Overall, what you guys? What do you guys think? Good, bad?
It's a good year for me.
Are you saying it's a good year because you didn't get a lot of these, or you saying because of the selection, or how do you mean?
I got quite a good chunk. You know, there were some that aren't necessarily my cup of tea. I mean, everything that I got, I'm very happy with. You know, there was one I passed on that I got in a Mezco contest anyway, so that was, you know, still wasn't blown away by it, but it was nice to get a free one. Hawk 40, he wasn't my favorite Mezco release, but it was nice to get him for free. Thank you, Mezco.
CC, what do you think?
Yeah, it's good.
Well, you know me, I enjoy the hot take. I personally feel like this was like their most diverse year that I've seen so far. When you look at just the broad assortment of figures there, like there's something there for everyone. You've got horror, you've got monsters, you know, you've got Marvel, you've got DC, you've got Skulls, you've got other Rumble Society. There's something there literally for if you're a action figure guy and you didn't see some Mezco at some point during last year that appealed to you, I would love to know what your quote unquote thing would be, because there's just a really broad spectrum to the point where I could definitely understand somebody not feeling the need to buy it all, because there's such a variety there, and you shouldn't feel it, you know, like obligated to buy it all. But there's literally a figure there for everybody, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, I'm wondering if that, a lot of the times that gets lost. You know, I know like there's certain people that only want Rumble Society stuff. There's certain people that only want licensed stuff. But I'm wondering, like you just said, it's pretty diverse. You have horror there, you have comic stuff, you have their own IP. I think when I was calculating it out, I think it was the ratio was something like 13 to, I don't know, 13 to 9 or something like that. Was it? Yeah, 13 to 9.
Yeah.
So 13 of their own, 9 or something like 12. It was something, but it was only like a 4 or 5 figure difference. But You do. You got IP horror stuff, and I think total wise it came out. I think it was around like $3,000 if you picked up everything. I mean, obviously people are gonna cherry pick, so I mean, if you collect the whole line, you're a completist. I mean, that's a pretty big chunk of change for some people.
And some people buy
especially-
multiples.
Yeah, I didn't throw that in there, but yeah.
Like
Yeah.
4 or 5. 4 or 5.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Half a dozen.
yeah, you never know.
You know, something like that.
Yeah, you know, something like that. So, but so even with this, there was a couple of things that I kind of wondered about because we just talked about everybody's doing their figure of the year, and we'll talk about some of the other lines in a second. But everybody's talking about what their figure of the year, their top fives are, and stuff like that. So, I'm in a little bit of a predicament because I haven't gotten Sod Cutter yet, and so you can't really make a fair assessment over everything. So I guess first question I have for you guys is, do you guys have a favorite Mezco figure from the list so far? Do you guys, if you want to reveal it, I don't know if you guys have a video or a billboard that you guys are going to be putting up to announce it or not, but do you have a favorite for this year, Mezco?
I've seen MC's videos. They're not usually figure related.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
You have to wait for the end credits to get all that information. That's how he sucks you in. He works the algorithm that way. He's like, I'll bookend it and make sure they watch the end of the video. But do you have a favorite like for this year out of it? If you want, you can say pass if you don't want to, or you can just say, hey, this is my favorite so far.
CC,
I think you voted already, correct?
I did.
So I'll let you go first because I think I told you guys I was gonna cast my vote on the show actually.
Mm-hmm.
Live.
Oh,
nothing more needs to be said. This guy hasn't gone back in the box since I got him.
That's awesome.
The crow.
He stays on the
Yeah.
desk. He stays on the desk. He's been hanging out this whole time. This was a home run, in my opinion. Real banger. The crow. Even if you're not a crow, it was fantastic. Fantastic. So easily, this is my favorite one of the year. Easily, hands down. I seem to be once again on the unpopular side, but the crow, just flawless execution there. Really
How do you
good.
feel about the accessories that came with them? Because I know you're an accessories whore, for lack of better term. I know you're a big fan of accessories.
What's worse than a whore? Because I don't even charge, so I don't think you can call me that. The accessories are fantastic, right? Like you got your the sword. It's got that the weather vane off the top of the roof that he used as a weapon in there. The birds. All around, to me, the crow just has a complete package. The jacket fits really well. I like the way that it's got the lining or the wire, so you can pose it really well. The little bitty ring necklace that they have on there that's wired, so you can kind of give that some movement. Herb Shane was talking about that, made a real good point. He's far more advanced with photography than I am, so really impressive. So, I would be hard pressed to find something negative to say about the crow. The sculpts, all the individual sculpts are just gorgeous, spot on. And you talk about expressions, like once again, it seems to be one of these figures that's kind of taken over the group, and the pictures that are coming out are just amazing.
You mean people are sharing the fact they like a figure? Nice.
I know. They're putting in some work with them too. The dioramas. I mean, I'm seeing people asking about crow dioramas and things like that. So I think he really captured a lot of hearts on this one.
Yeah.
When's the last time you really see somebody in the groups asking for a diorama for a specific figure?
I saw somebody ask today advice on how to make that diorama, I believe, or if someone was selling it, perhaps like selling parts.
Yeah.
Like that was really cool.
Yeah.
See people inspired to do more work. So
yeah.
Makes me happy.
And you know what else? I saw people helping about it. Herb was really good about that, man. He's been Herb. He does really great Halloween stuff or horror photography.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I tagged you.
He's a horror, right?
Whores. Unpaid whores. Unpaid whores. But yeah, he's a great horse stuff. But I remember I tagged you in it, and then sometimes when things kind of get in a gray area and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and he jumped right in. He was like, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah," and then
Yeah.
he started, he was like, "Yeah, hit me up, I'll help you out." And I was like, "Wow, that's
Yeah.
what's cool about it is people were like sharing experiences, but then also like offering to like help people out." And so
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. MC, what do you got? Are you officially announcing?
Well, can I talk about a couple of them that I really enjoyed though?
Oh
Like,
yeah, of course.
I was really impressed with the alien. Just because it's Mezco's first seamless figure. I know so much hate, but I posed up some photos for people to see that you can throw them in some pretzel poses if you needed to. So, but he's not I just thought it was like kind of groundbreaking, for Mezco to release that figure with the seamless body using new technology. So I really like that. Like, it's just pretty cool that they did that. And that's why I enjoyed that figure very briefly. And I was really torn between Atticus Doom and Sod Cutter. And I don't know if it's because Sod Cutter's so new. I literally just got him the week of Christmas, I think like 2 days before. He looks really good. I haven't had a chance to shoot him yet. But I'm going to go with Doc Knock. Or not Doc Knock, I'm sorry, Atticus Doom. See, I need to cut down on the Atticus Doom.
Yeah.
It's a screwball.
Yeah.
Too
much Reese's. Too much Reese's.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's why I switched. But I really, I thought Atticus Doom was so different than what we've seen. With all the accessories, and then we got the magic kit that came with him. I got him like in a Zoidberg kind of thing that I was thinking about working right now with the big fan of Futurama. But I just thought he was so different than what the Rumble Society's put out there yet. He's on the smaller body, which I think leads to, a better Miles. Vapor, of course, we got him last year, but I just really enjoyed fooling around with him. He's been out of the box for a while. Like the Crow has been for Cory, and now we got that second one coming, of course. But he was a great figure, like right away. All the different things, different lore to him. So, but Sod Cutter's a close second, not just because he's new. There's just, when you guys get him, you'll understand. So,
do you guys think that late entries? I know everyone's lists are different, but do you think that kind of like some of that hype kind of carries over for late entries, like the Crow? Like, would those figures be as popular as they are in the group if they would have came out a little earlier? Some of them, I think, yeah. Like I think Sod Cutter, I don't have it in hand, but everybody seems like they're really enjoying that, and they're really enjoying Crow. But there's some of these that come out a little bit later. I always wonder if they would have had the same impact, or if they'd make some of the lists that they do if they do. Because I've seen a couple people throw out their lists already. What do you guys think?
I think the way I see Cory, like obviously we talk a lot, and how watching you two talk about the Crow, I think he would have stayed in Cory's top figure all year, knowing Cory at this point. When he has a figure out of the box this long, I know it's a favorite of his. He tends to gravitate to a few different figures in different lines. And I think it's really cool that he sticks to his guns on why he likes a figure instead of just the allure of it being the newest and greatest, or like you said, is it because it's new? But I think a lot of people do towards new figures. I think that's why we're seeing and I say Sod Cutter's amazing, but I don't think enough people have had enough time to really mess with them yet.
Or get them.
Yeah, or get them. Right. I mean, would be swayed, and that's why I chose Atticus over Sod Cutter, because I just thought of how much time I've already spent with Atticus, and I know it kind of is the opposite approach. I know I'll spend a lot of time with Sod Cutter later, but they'll go well together. But a lot of people vote based on what they got latest.
Yeah, it's hard for me to kind of judge everything. I've tried to stay away from top 10s or 5s and stuff like that, because it never seems to like spark conversation about, oh, well, you like that, like a conversation where you're having like what you like about it, those kinds of things. It's always divisive. It's like, no, this is better. My team is better than yours. And they win all the championships. And it's like, no, dude, I want to enjoy the figure. I don't want to have a comparison. I just want to tell you what I like about it. And you tell me what you like about your stuff. And so that's why I kind of stayed away from it. But I think this year I want to try to do it. But I guess to kind of switch gears, let's just make this all inclusive so it doesn't seem like it's Mezco branded or anything. But so do you guys have a sleeper figure for this year? One that you like didn't really have high expectations for, and it came out and you're like, oh crap, or one that you've seen? And what?
MC, you go first.
Oh boy, across any line?
Any line, yeah. Let's just open it up. We'll just say yeah.
God, I'm torn between two, honestly, that are non-Mezco related, and that would be Serpentor and Crocmaster. Based on accessory, but that articulated alligator is so amazingly done. And then Serpentor is Serpentor. I mean, like when I saw like the little when the leaks of the head came out, I'm like, eh. But then I mean, just having this dude in hand, I mean, he's literally, he hasn't gone back in the box yet either. So, I mean, he's amazing.
Yeah.
He just commands the shelf. He's like one of the biggest Joes out there. I just realized that this mouth articulates on this. Did you guys know that yet?
I did not. I haven't had a chance to open mine yet. I had a very good friend that hooked me up with that. Thank you, sir.
It was Sawyer. Wasn't me.
He gets a thank you too. He's a good guy.
Yeah. No, but those two like really, like those guys were amazing out of the G.I. Joe classified line. And
yeah.
I would have never thought Crocmaster would have blown me away when I was a kid, like when I was a little kid back in the 80s, rocking a mullet. So.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like when you bring that up, even stuff from like earlier this year, I think we kind of forget about it. That's why I was bringing up the late part of it, because how some of those things kind of slide in, but there was a bunch of really good figures this year. And so, CC, what do you have for your sleeper hit or favorite?
My sleeper.
Oh yeah, the little guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I kind of ordered on a whim, but like, you can almost hear Michael J. Fox talk when you get this guy out of the box. It's kind of simple, but I mean the soft goods are really good. The articulation is really good. It's got just kind of a common body underneath they use underneath there. But I mean, just he's got the kind of a, what do you call it? It's kind of like almost like a felt feel to him, so he feels kind of soft. But I like this guy, and I always like these kind of figures where you can kind of very versatile. You could put him with the 1/12 scale stuff, or you could put him in like real life scenes and kind of have him, because he's mouse size, right? Like he's kind of 1/1 scale in a will, even though it's 1/12 world that made this guy. But this is my sleeper figure of the year for me. A lot of fun with that guy.
So a quick question on that was, how's the articulation on him? Good.
So it's better than what you would imagine, because the underbody on here, if you pull his sleeves up, it's just one of those kind of a generic 1/12 bodies underneath there. You can see that there. So he's got dual joint elbows. So nice. It's there. So the articulation is not an issue.
And he's flush.
Same thing with the knees. Wow. Same thing with the knees. And then they just kind of got the oversized head on him. But
yeah.
So articulation, no problem at all. No problem at all. He'll do whatever you want him to do, for sure.
Side note, I got one of those from a nice guy named Cory.
A third Cory? There's no room for three.
You sent me because you ordered the.
I did. I ordered that 3-pack thing. They suckered me in pretty hard.
And you sent me. You sent that second one, and Sawyer still plays with that. Like he puts it in the little the Bratz car and runs around with it after he watches it. Yes.
So that's who makes it, because we had a question. Was it who made the Stuart?
Pocket Animals. Pocket Animals. 1/12 world.
Pocket
I ordered the little 3-pack with the bird and everything.
Oh no. So have you taken off the clothes to see if they fit on, like maybe vapor or anything like that, or
That I have
because
not,
that's what's gonna make
in all
me decide to
honesty.
get it. You have it worked?
I have, yeah.
MC?
Well, what? Yes, we took the sweater off and put it on. Swapped sweaters on Holiday Gomez Sawyer did, and put
Mhm.
Cousin Eddie's head on it. So he's all about flip flopping heads and trying to put them back together later. He's like, I can't remember what they were wearing. I'm like, looking up pictures. So,
Oh yeah.
but
Yeah,
at
I've
least
done that before.
But yeah, the sweater does fit on like Gomez body.
Yeah. Well, to show you how unprepared I am, I guess my sleeper would be the Crimson Guard. G.I. Joe. Nah, not the retro. I mean, I think I talked about this last time, but when I took that figure out, you know how you like take them out and mess around with it a little bit. I had got a couple of them, and so I'm unboxing all of them. And I sat there, and I think I played with that thing for probably about a good 2.5 hours. Usually, I put in maybe like 20 or 30 minutes on it, and then do something. But that figure, it moves very well. I felt really comfortable with it. You know, no reservations or anything. None of the stuff was restricting them. You know how some of the troopers they have like the vests on them or something, or just something doesn't. Everything on that figure to me moved really well. It came with a bunch of accessories. It looked really good, and I think I have the retro carded one pre-ordered through Walmart, but I think that's going to come out next year. But I really want to get. There was a girl in the class in the Joe community. She posted she had them, but I guess the visor is one of the things that's different. But that looked really good. So I'm hoping to grab 2 of those through Walmart. But that was my sleeper.
You took some
Non-Mezco.
nice photos of that, Cory and I.
Yeah.
Little thing. Like I remember some amazing poses that you put that guy in, and I think you said it was
He's
over a
so-
period of
He's very good figure in his hand, isn't he?
yeah.
Well,
Unsolicited.
I don't.
Very good.
Yeah. I don't. Well, I don't show it like you guys. Like I don't do that a lot. Like I'm trying to do it
No,
more next year, but
It was
it's cool
cool.
because you just share. Yeah, you share stuff with friends. But that kind of stuff. That's how comfortable I felt with that figure. It felt like it could do stuff and not
Yeah.
try to fight some kind of joint or something like that. It was a really cool figure, man. I had a lot of fun with it, man. So, and sharing with my friends, you know, you gotta say, hey, look at this. So, I thought it was very good. Oh God. Moving along really quick. I know we did sleepers and everything else. Those 2 areas kind of bang. So look at what are you guys looking forward to in the next year? There can be any figure line. It could be figures specifically or whatever line. But what are you guys looking forward to next year? Was it MC? Yeah, it's your turn. MC.
Mezco wise,
It can be anything. It could be anything.
oh, okay. Oh boy. Indiana Jones line,
Ooh,
Hasbro.
Yeah.
ooh.
I'm not super excited because it's on the Star Wars body, which I don't understand why they still have the single jointed elbows on those. But I am a huge indie fan, so I hope that maybe you can phone a friend and tell them to get making some small little leather jackets in 112 size and a hat and a little short round to go with it or something. But Mezco, hint hint. But Indiana Jones from Hasbro, I'm really excited for that. Build a little arc.
Mm-hmm.
So
Uh-oh. Hopefully I didn't lose it. Can you guys still see me?
Yeah.
Okay, on this computer it's not really showing. I always have trouble with that. So Indiana Jones, got it. CC, what about you?
Doctor Doom from Mezco.
Oh,
I'm still a firm believer that this collaboration between them and Four Horsemen is going to be one of the better figures that we get, maybe ever. Maybe ever. Because if you look at the work that Mezco's doing right now and the work that Four Horsemen is doing right now, and then you squeeze them together and you know that the guys from Four Horsemen have a personal love for the figure, for the character. Oh, I can't imagine that it's going to be a letdown. I think it's going to be magic. If you haven't secured one, you better do so because you're going to regret it.
Yeah.
Figure of the year. Timestamp that.
Whoa.
Right now.
Whoa.
Timestamp it. Figure of the year whenever Dr. Doom comes out.
I think it's still pre-order on BBTS right now. I think I saw it there today or yesterday. Still up.
Mm-hmm.
After this show, he just sold out. So you better go get yours now. He's going to be good. It's going to be good. Those guys have too much riding on it. It's going to be good. Confident.
Wow.
Both companies have really stepped their game up when you look at the product they're putting out right now.
Yeah, it's gosh, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. I really am. I'm trying to think Mezco was. You know what? To be honest with you, I guess it would be 2.
Don't
I'll say
you
2.
say it.
I'll say 2.
2.
One would be Dick. One would be Dick Tracy. Yeah,
Yes.
Dick Tracy and Flat Top. And the other one. Nah, I don't want to say that one. Yeah, I'll go with Dick Tracy right now. I am looking forward to that one. I think that one's gonna be, yeah, because it's personal. It's not like I think it's gonna, break sales records or it's gonna be on everyone's top 5 or anything like that. It's just for me personally, I think that's one. There's another one. Yeah.
I know you're a big fan of that character, so I when that went, I was so excited. I of course pre-ordered for myself, but I was very excited for you because I know your love for that character to finally get something.
Man.
I remember walking around MegaCon with you, and we saw the blank in the box for like $4,500 or something crazy like that. Remember that at little side,
Yeah.
like there you go, Paige. You're like, no, I'm good.
No, let me think about it. Yeah, there's that one. There's another one too that I was thinking about when I saw the other day. There's actually a couple like Firefly. When they showed Firefly,
Yes.
that one looked really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really think Dick Tracy is one that I'm really looking forward to. There was another one that I was really thinking about, but that one's the one that comes to mind the first. I'd love to see if they do like some Hoods characters, at least another one,
Yeah.
this year, and then maybe I'm really excited about that. I'll be a mark and I'll just say, yeah, I'm really excited about what they're gonna do next year because they have a lot of stuff that they can dip into.
Well, but Chuck named another good one.
He did,
which probably isn't too far away.
Which one?
Conan, the Conqueror.
King Conan. The tunic one, the blue tunic one.
Yeah, should be nice.
Yeah.
Should be nice. Not Dr. Doom nice, but it should be nice.
A close second.
He said timestamp it, so we're gonna lock him in with Conan the Conqueror for best of 2023. Lock him in.
I think Ghost Rider is going to be the best figure because Mezco's putting it out a vehicle. Those leather goods, that flamed head. I think that's a really, and I wanted to pick that, but I didn't want to go with just Mezco all the time. Uh-oh.
So on that really quick, we can timestamp this. So with Alien coming out, and everybody's kind of got a better idea of the materials that's being used, the design and everything with that. I can literally see people erasing comments already. Dude, I have a habit of this. It's not like what people think it is, but sometimes I'll take screenshots so I have certain information about a figure. And every once in a while when I do it, because it's part of the thread, some comments will get stuck in there. So what happens is I was looking today to make sure some of these dates were right, because I was telling you, I was updating everything. I updated the pre-order page, I updated the whole form and everything. When I was looking at it, somebody made a comment. And I go, oh, look, they were banging on this. Now the alien's out, everybody gets a better idea of what this figure could do and what's going to be like because you have a better sense of it, right? You're not just like, oh, this seamless tech isn't going to work. I mean, obviously, time is a factor. But when I was looking at it, I go, oh. So I went back, and the comment was gone. And there was 3 other comments below it that were gone. And I was looking, and I go, oh, look at that. But because we've been doing this for what, close to 3 years now. So there's 3 years of all hate posts and comments and stuff like that. And I think more people will probably put their hands on that figure than they would Alien. And so I'm wondering what it's going to be like. Because like I said, you've had all this hate for 2 or 3 years. And even if it's based off Alien, I don't think it's going to be as bad as what people were projecting it out to be. Everybody was saying this figure's going to suck. But I have a much better feeling personally about that figure than as I touched on with Alien. You know, the more I mess with it, I go, oh wow, this is gonna be a lot better than I thought. Hopefully, you know, we'll see. Time will tell. So,
just waiting for the first complaint about neck articulation.
Yeah, there'll be somebody that does that, and you know, like
he can't even look up.
Like he can't even look. You're like, yeah, but he did it in the movie. Yeah, but you gotta do the back. He didn't do it the same. So, how many variants of Xenomorphs will Mezco do? They give a harpoon effects. We get Ripley. You know, that would be kind of cool. I would love to see if they do some of those figures.
We talked about that already.
Yeah.
They could do any of the other live action characters to kind of go with either Predator or Alien. That would be
Ripley Dutch.
Wait a minute. This is breaking news, or is it a wishful thing that Gaslight is shipping?
I thought they delayed that or like pushed back to ERD.
I think that's what he's looking forward to in 2023.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought he had like some breaking stuff. I was like, oh, here we go. It's like he's doing an MC. It's like we were messing around and we said he should have just joined us on the show. He was in enough when we were doing the show last week.
Yeah.
I was like, he was in here. He was in here long enough where he could have just been on it. Yeah. So what is that? December.
I like to know how long it took him to get out of the doghouse after that.
Oh, yeah. I think we went and did $100 on fire, then go do that again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is, you know how you talked about Dick Tracy and how you're like, oh, you were happy to see that, you know? Tangerine is kind of the same exact way. Yeah, I want minis to get that figure so bad. I'm looking forward to that figure just in general, but you know how you see somebody like you said, and it's like, oh man, you want that figure to come out for somebody? That's one of them, definitely. Oh yeah, so gosh.
Seamless.
This is one really quick. I don't know if you want to answer this or not. So, and you can say pass on this, okay? What was the most that you spent on a figure this year? You remember you could say pass. CC, you want to say or is it pass?
We talking secondary market or just most expensive figure in general?
Most expensive figure in general. What was yours?
So it had to be Galactus.
Yeah, you know what? I forgot about that. Yep.
It had to be Galactus, I think. I don't think anything else that I purchased this year rivals what I spent on Galactus that I can think of.
Yeah,
not that was a bad purchase or anything. Galactus was well worth the money, I think, but I can't think of one single figure that I paid more for without it being like a set. But as far as individual figure, it had to be Galactus, I think, most expensive this year.
What was your least? The least amount of money that you spent on a figure?
Oh, man. Well, we're talking very cheap here. But vintage collection on Amazon. I picked up a few of those Mandalorian figures for like $4. That was cheap enjoyment. MC hooked me up with those, so I was able to pick up a few more of those vintage collection figures that I missed going along, kind of backtracking. Really cheap around Black Friday. Wasn't that around Black Friday? I think it was. It was like $4.
Yeah. You know, all those sales pissed me off. Every time I saw it, I was like, man, I should have just waited, bro. I
Oh
was telling
man.
my friend, I'm like, next year, anything that comes out in the third and fourth quarter, I'm not going to buy it at all. I'm just going to wait until. But it could be because of everything catching up, like
Yeah.
the COVID, still coming out of post COVID and everything like that, and how they were trying to bring new product but try to get rid of this stuff, and people just didn't have money. That's the reason why there were these sales. But man, it really made me shake my head a couple times and going, "Hey, MC, he just keeps rubbing it in." So, oh, check this out,
Oh
Black
no.
Panther for 2 cents. You can get it right now.
Two
You didn't
cents.
buy that for retail,
Yeah.
did you? I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I did. I was like, oh, that
Yeah.
sucks.
Here's
They're
that
gonna
two
pay
pack,
you to take this out of
$12.
the warehouse. Get a $5 Amazon
Nah.
credit. Throw this in your basket.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, man. So, what about you, MC? Highest,
Um,
lowest?
I did not. I don't think I bought any second market figures that topped either of the pink skull sets this year. I think those were those two sets were they about the same? I can't. That was probably the
Yeah,
most
like
expensive.
three.
Yeah, that was probably the most expensive figure I bought this year. That set. 'Cause I didn't. I think I paid 200 for a secondary market figure, but nothing that beat nothing that was three. And then cheapest was probably like Cory said, like a vintage collection for $11, $12, something like that.
Mm.
Maybe a Marvel Legend for like $4. I don't know. No, I didn't buy any of those that
No.
were on sale. I already had them. So, but
I
yeah,
know that's a sucker for
You
probably
and
the
Paige.
vintage collection for $11, $12, like some Mandalorian figure. So,
Yeah.
what about you? Do we want to know?
I was no, you know what? I'll be honest with you. This is the very first year that I didn't buy an aftermarket Mezco figure.
Hmm.
Like either playing catch up or just trying to get a double of something. Usually, and I've said this before too, I Toy Fair and any kind of Shanghai toy show or any of those other ones were nightmares for me because everybody wants to sell that stuff at a high amount. And so I was always guaranteed to at least spend at least over 3 to 5, possibly depending on what it was. Like I remember we were all scrambling to try to figure out how to get the White Shadow Assassin and the black one. Oh God, that was a nightmare. That was a nightmare and a half because not only I wanted one, of course, but of course, greed kicks in, and I'm like, I want to try to get two because usually, like, I get two of everything, and so that was a nightmare. And guys, as soon as you bought one, they wanted to charge 500 or 600 for the next one. So this is the very first year that I didn't have to try to do that this year, and I think it's the same thing that CC said. Mine was Galactus, and the cheapest figure that I got was for free, and that was from Sawyer. It was the Plunderlings, and I got a couple from it. So thank you, Sawyer. Thank you, buddy.
Sawyer made the list.
Yeah, he did, man. Sawyer's a good kid, man. Good guy. Good little guy. Mom raised him right.
Thank goodness someone did. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
I want to see
So,
this
yep, those.
doll that the littlest crow got.
Oh yeah, Minnie's man. She's like, yeah. So, let's do this really quick. We'll keep this moving because we're making a really good time. I'm not trying to rush anybody or anything like that, but Anne was like, "Are you gonna be on 2 hours tonight again?"
Uh-oh.
I
Uh-oh.
was like, "Yeah."
She doesn't watch, does she?
She'll check in every once in a while.
Might have to cut that imitation out.
No, she knows. I'll do it to her face. I never do anything behind somebody's back. I wouldn't do. That I won't do their face or say anything. If you've ever heard me say anything or typed anything or done anything, I would say those same things if you were standing right in front of me. Maybe with a bodyguard. Just kidding.
Right.
So really quick, ups and downs. I know we kind of like talked about some of this stuff, but so did you guys have a least favorite figure of any line that you had? Like a least one that was kind of like that came out and it was a letdown. I know a lot of people can name off a bunch of them that Uh-oh, is this the letdown? Let me
Here's my letdown.
let me
Here
get
it is. They got me
let
once
me get
again.
this out.
Oh,
Let me
Can I see that without the glare? It's trying to catch without the glare. It's kind of difficult to see. Here it is. There it is. SH Figure Arts, The Mandalorian. This is the second one I'm into. Never again. Never again. I mean, I think this was a $120 figure, I think. Maybe more. It was at least $120, I think. And I can't get a functioning holster for $120. They got 3 3/4-inch figures with functioning holsters for $11, and I can't get a functional 6-inch figure for $120. Nah, not again. I think I took that figure out of the box for literally 2 minutes, and it's been in there ever since. And I've had no desire to take it back out.
I forgot we're
My
doing
biggest
this in a
letdown
positive.
by far.
Yeah. So I forgot we're doing this in a positive, relaxed environment. So maybe I'll say the one that you didn't wrestle around with that much, but that would have been the Mandalorian, right?
Yeah, he got 2 minutes of shelf time. That was it. 2 minutes. I took him out long enough to realize he got me again. And I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And I don't know, anybody who's messed around with these knows, like the details are great. They look really good. But like if you mess around with them at all, like stuff starts popping off and going all over the place. And it's so small that once it hits the carpet or the floor, it's gone. You can forget about it. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's so
like
tiny and so intricate. And it's all these little bitty, there's too much switching around in order to change looks. It's to me, it's a fail as far as the engineering part of it. Just give me a functioning holster. How hard is that to do? I don't need molded holsters. Give a functioning holster.
Not the
Black
one with
Series
the gun
does
in
it.
there.
Yeah.
that gun, is that the one that has a pink gun? The pink blaster?
Now you're gonna make me think about it. I don't remember. I don't even think I even took all the stuff out of the package, to be completely honest. I got angry and I stuck it back. Grogu never came out the box. I never tried the alternate head. It was as soon as I realized they got me yet again, I was like, oh, okay. Lesson learned. No more.
What about you, MC? You're the figure that you put the least amount of time on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Huge disappointment.
I like how he didn't mention the company. He just said this.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I think the articulation is great on Spider-Bot, but he's so cheap feeling. Like it's such a cheap feeling plastic and another static Penny Parker.
You show it again? Oh, there you go.
She's literally static. Like, oops. Nothing. Like she looks amazing, but without her she can't even stand up without the stand that plugs into her backpack. You try to stand her up, she'll just fall. It's horrible. But I mean, they look good, but that Spider-Bot is cheap feeling, and Penny Parker is trash. Well, I hate saying that. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say trash. Sorry, my bad. I just think it was way overpriced for what you got in the box.
Yeah. I was trying to roll through my list and try to see which one there was one. I can't, if you give me a second. Keep bashing. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Keep bashing. Oh, wait a minute.
What's left, MC? What's the other one that you didn't hate or that you did hate?
Yeah.
I must say there weren't a lot of bad figures this year of the ones that I bought. Overall, they were pretty good. You didn't see it. You caught him thinking about it. He didn't see it.
That's the point. I usually try to do it when he's not looking.
Oh, what was it? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was looking around to see what I have like on the shelves that I usually think a lot about before I buy something though, unless it's brainless Mezco, click the bot, because I know that I might not get it later. But
yeah. Usually
I think about it like crap before I buy it. Gosh. Another one I don't.
You know
Oh,
the one that.
This re-release, it came with Silk. It was a Silk Doc Ock. Literally, he had like a different head, and that's it. I thought stupid. So, but I ordered it like a fool so I could get Silk, and I think it went on sale for Black Friday for like $11 maybe or something.
I was trying to think of a Mezco one because somebody will say something like, "Oh, you can't do no wrong. Every figure is great." That's all he ever says.
Hawk P40.
So I was trying.
Mm.
I messed around with that one a little bit. I'm really trying to find. I'm trying to find the rest of them. The ones that I had because there was one that I mean, that must be a telltale sign if I can't remember exactly what it was. But there was one that I think I took it out for maybe like 5 minutes, just enough time to like put it in carbonite, and then that was
Yeah. Yeah.
and it was, and the funny thing is that I like I said, usually when I open them, I'll take them out and mess around with them for a little bit, just kind of get a feel of it. And then this one, I don't even think I really put any time on. I can't say Nemo because that's not really fair because I had that one last year, and so God, what was it?
But he's getting some more replay out of it anyway right now because the Wave Rider set, right?
I haven't even had a chance to open up the Wave Riders thing. I really haven't. Oh, it was the one that I spent the least amount of time on this year was the Golden Age Batman, the Caped Crusader edition.
Really?
It's not this. Well, yeah, it's not to say that it wasn't a good figure. It's just I messed around with the 2-pack, and this was just, and I was really really looking forward to that one because of the color scheme, but I felt that I already messed around with the 2-pack one more, and so I was just like, oh, the colors look really good, and then that was it. I put it in the thing, and that was it. Everything else I put some time on. All the other stuff that they had this year, and I think I put the most time probably on Alien, and then I'll get banged for this one, but I don't care. White, the white, the pale driver. I love that. I do. I don't. There's something about it, man. There's just, and it's not the other ones. It's not the red one. It's not the black one. It's not the Eradicator. It's the white one. I don't know. It's all the detail there. I wonder if they put some of the paint apps on the red one. I know it's supposed to look like that, like the other ones are clean, and I guess these are ones that get most of the battle stuff. But there's something about the white one that I really like.
The weathering really seems to stand out more so with the pale driver. Really stands out.
Maybe it was like something like to prove, like, oh yeah, this figure's not bad. Everybody keeps banging on it, and I was trying like different poses and trying to do different stuff, but I don't know. I just spent a lot of time with that one. Just like there was one year, I think the most time I put on a figure was the Gomez of Death, and I was really surprised about that. But I mean, it's just really weird because some things resonate with some other people. Like there was a poll in the group, because you try to do the I was trying to do the figure of the year for this year for the group.
Yeah.
And when I was going through, I just listed all of the figures. Hold on a second, let me do this. But I listed all the figures, and then as it started going along, you could see that like there were a couple of figures. Obviously, like the Crow was coming out, and everybody. That's why I asked you guys initially if maybe a late edition is something where that kind of affects people how they look at stuff, you know. But then as it started pulling away, I'm trying to pull up the number here for you so you can see it because I was like, "What is this? Are you serious?" I think we all know where this is going, right? So yeah, so this is the poll. It's just a group poll, so everybody can vote. So if you're in the group and you haven't voted yet, I tried to give some people some time because sometimes people don't have figures, and then sometimes you haven't had enough time to really decide because, as we showed before, there's quite a few figures, this year. But as you go along, I was looking and I go, wow, Atticus Doom is in the lead right now. And I wouldn't have thought that at all, to be honest with you. I thought there was going to be a bunch of other figures that people would really get into. And then, of course, your next was Gig from Hell. I haven't checked it in a couple of hours, but Gig was Hell was second, and then next was The Crow. So, a lot of surprises this year. I'm wondering, what do you, man? Did you voted right already, MC? You voted for yours?
I did vote just after I announced.
Oh, you did? Oh,
Yeah.
I can't see now.
Oh, sorry.
You're not going to say, huh? You won't say, huh?
No, I voted for Atticus.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes.
So you pushed it over. I think it was like a 99 when I looked earlier today, but I guess it's something big now. So. Wow. So yeah, I'm wondering what the appeal is. What do you guys think the appeal is? I didn't. It was a sleeper. I didn't think it would come out and it would be as popular as it is. I was surprised. I thought it'd be something like Death Dealer or the Pink Skulls, like the Gig from Hell, because all the stuff that you got. But I'm really surprised.
I like the little things, like the little book that he came with, the portal hands, the different. There's just a lot. The clothing was really nice for him. They did a really good job.
You think the Magic expansion set put him over the top between that and a very recently announced variant, if you will?
I think that definitely helped a lot. Bartholomew Vex being on the outs, looking in as well. I think people are looking into the future with that. And he was teased in that new photo for the new one as well. So
side cutter too. Like you said, like this little universe that they're building.
Yeah,
I didn't want to say that, but that's what I was wondering. Like those things, like you just said, that's what I thought. I thought it was just. That's why I mentioned it earlier about maybe a figure coming out at the end of the year because it just seems like that one had the momentum. Because when I looked through the comments, I didn't see a lot of people talking about it. I know Boba takes a lot of shots of all of them. Of all the figures. I love it because he does dios and he does different shots and everything like that. But I don't remember a lot of people taking a lot of shots of that figure. So that's why it was surprising to me to see that the group was like, oh. And then I started trying to think about it, and it was all the things that you guys mentioned. It was, those concurrent releases, accent characters.
I think it was the stop motion video.
Yes.
He probably had the best promo trailer of any release.
That Pink Skull Gorilla campaign was pretty cool, though, where they took over Mezco and Twitter for a day or two or whatever it was.
That is true.
Yeah, it caused a lot of uproar, didn't it?
Yeah.
They made the whole website, like all the listings were there. Everybody was like, what's going on? And they're pissed off about that shit. Yeah.
It was.
Or the midnight release of Nosferatu, that was fun too.
Oh, that was fun.
You want to see some funny comments? Oh yeah, man! You want to see some funny comments? Go through that thread. People like rage hating and stuff. I gotta get to work. I ain't staying up for this bullshit. Yeah. And then I thought it was funny when you see somebody say that, and then like 5 minutes later it went up. They were like, they just hold on to this a little while longer.
Yeah, enough of this bullshit.
Yeah, gosh, man. But, yeah, I'm wondering about the new one, like when it comes out, like how how it's going to kind of be received because I know that was like glow in the dark. They seem to be going to that glow in the dark thing, but yeah, I didn't see a lot of people shoot it. So there was a question I saw. Oh, really quick, hold on. There was this one. God, where was it? I should have just highlighted it. Oh, so he said, new here. Why is there so much hate on the Creed 13? So I think the rollout is what a lot of people had a problem with when it first came out. There was an exclusive, and unless you were kind of like really connected or kind of knew your way around the line, it was hard to kind of purchase it. And so they had that, and then Black Spartan, and then they also the Pale Driver, but the Pale Driver that sold out. There was like a glitch on the website, but that sold out very quickly too. And then later on, they did so. Your team was kind of incomplete, and I think probably the easiest one was I would say what the Murder Hornet. That was probably the easiest one to get out of all of them. And so you had this. Most people thought it was this incomplete team because there was this lore about it being 13. So you had to have 5, 5, 2, and 1. And so a lot of people that weren't able to get maybe 5 of the Blood Force because it was an exclusive overseas, that kind of added some frustration to it. And then fast forward past that, they did the 2-pack. And most people probably, I think they kind of given up on maybe doing the team, you would say. And then they put that out. And so most people that either sold their other stuff were like, oh God, they're doing this now. I got to go back and try to get it. And I think the rollout was kind of like frustrating for some people. And maybe that's the reason why there's a lot of hate. And then, of course, the body type. People say it's on, that cable body, and they don't like how you can't bend it certain ways. Am I missing anything else? What do you think?
The hands like being soft.
Oh, the trigger. Yeah. People saying, I don't have any problem.
Yeah, me neither.
But weapons. Somebody said that like they didn't have the right trigger fingers. It was all lefties and stuff like that, and so you're shooting left hand. I don't. I just adjusted. It didn't bother me, but that's just me. Adapt, overcome, implement.
I'm left-handed, so I'm okay with it.
Oh,
So
you're like, this is normal.
Yeah, this
What all
is
these
how
freaks complain about.
left-handed. He's out there.
CC, did you? What do you know anything else that we didn't name? We didn't come up with.
No, I think you pretty much summed it up with the Krieg. I think I hit it right on the head.
Yeah, but that was the whole gist of that. There were a lot of frustrated people with that. So, push through. I'm trying to keep it on time. Last call. So collecting. This is too easy.
Oh boy.
Little context. Yeah. So little context. So I guess this can be applied to collecting as a whole, all across all lines. But I remember back in the day when you used to pre-order with Mezco, and I've said this many times, but it used to be like a crapshoot. You know how some people are saying they get on and they have a problem getting something or something like that, or they don't know, or the pre-order window. I remember when you used to click the button to buy it, and then it would go through this hourglass thing, and the screen would go blank, and you didn't even know if your order went through. And then when you went back to refresh, the pre-order was sold out. So, like I said, it was like a crapshoot. You didn't know. And so, not only with this line, but other lines too, it seems like things have gotten a lot easier. I had a problem with NECA before. Like NECA, I was trying to order those turtles, and I remember they sold out in 26 seconds because of the bots and all that other stuff. Now it seems like it's not like that anymore. So, collecting, I know this is all age stuff too, because, collecting for us is when we used to go to the store, try to find stuff, but now everything is one click. And so I was wondering, is it too easy? What do you guys think? Too easy?
I like it that it's easier. You don't have to stress. I mean, I hate stressing over getting something. So, and I know that there's other groups out there that, I'm getting out of the line, and I feel a lot of those guys were second market sellers, and they're losing an income almost, like a way of buying their figures because they buy 2 or 3 and scalp a couple. Well, I shouldn't say sell for an inflated rate.
See what you did.
Be nice. but I'm okay with it. I don't think collecting should be stressful.
Totally agree. CC, what do you think? Is it too easy? Like, because everything's increased, like increased production numbers, increased options.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not like bear down by like one Marvel Legends. It's just not Marvel Legends. You can get other characters from other lines and stuff like that. You can get Mafex. You can get other. You don't have to stick to Mezco and buy their Wolverine. There's other options. So is it like too easy? Do you think it is?
I think it's become difficult for those like myself without a lot of willpower, right? Like sometimes when things are a little difficult, it's kind of saved me from myself. Because if I couldn't get it, then I just couldn't get it, right? I'm like, oh well, I tried, I can't get it. But now,
Mhm.
like it literally, you have to decide. Well, I'm not going to buy that because unless you're just completely out of the loop and not paying attention, I can't really think of the last difficult figure there was to try and get. Like everything that's out, I've had an opportunity, and I had to like make a conscious choice not to purchase it. Otherwise, it's
Mhm.
there. Yeah, the Python Vipers, Python Patrol Vipers for Target exclusive. Like
Oh
I
God,
told
yeah.
myself I would not pre-order from Target anymore because the way they do that whole charge you thing every other month until it finally comes in stock, and then the first time that charge doesn't go through, then they just cancel your order. So I said I wouldn't do that again, and so I just waited. And sure enough, I sent you guys the link. I got 2 in stock today. They'll be here Friday. So
That's
it's become a lot easier, and you just got to be a little more disciplined with your spending.
Yeah. It almost seems like we talked about before. There's just so many options. That's why I don't feel like it's hard to get things, in my opinion, because
Mm-hmm.
these pre-order windows are open longer.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was on the phone with you guys about the Headless Horseman, and I was saying, "Oh, should I get this? Should I get this?" And I'm kind of on the phone driving. I was like,
Right.
I'm at a light, and I'm like, "Do I get this?" You're like, "Yeah, you gotta get it." And I'm like, "Let me think about it." And I
Yeah.
remember I drove home, and I've always said this about them. They're very good about the pre-order windows and stuff like that too. But I remember I drove home, and I was like, "All right, I'll get it." As opposed to before, man, there's companies and lines, like there's times with certain things like Hasbro Pulse or something like that, and
Yeah.
all of them
Yeah.
do it, but there's times when those windows are very short, and it
Yeah.
doesn't not as short as what they used to be, so it doesn't seem like it's as hard. So I mean, I guess I know you talked about the aftermarket stuff. Does that take away from it being special? Remember, like when you were a kid and you'd open up the cards, baseball cards or basketball cards. Oh, I got the Michael Jordan Fleer, and it was, you were the only guy in your group that had it. And I know sometimes people think like that with some of these collecting things too. Like there used to be this, I was very guilty of it. Production numbers. Oh, they only made 400 or 500 of this. I have one or two of these, and I'm special. It's like that. So, is the availability for everything to be bought now? Does that take it out of being special?
I think for some people it does, for sure. I really think early on in Mezco, I think a lot of the guys were in it for that reason alone. Like it was really a kind of a status symbol when you were able to get one of those, 1 of 500 or whatever it was, because they were
Yeah.
really difficult to get. So it kind of really became one of those things. But I don't tend to collect anything because it's one of X number. It's just if it's something I like, I buy it. I don't. It could be 100,000. I would much rather, if I had to choose between exclusivity and availability, I'll take availability because there's nothing sucks more to me when there's something that you really want and then you can't get it without paying 500% retail, which is just crazy, right?
Right.
But it happens. It happens, and it's some of that old model you saw it happen quite a bit.
Yeah. They've done a lot of good things to kind of like curb that as well. Like not only with not just them, all companies. Like I remember when they had what was it, Mindbender and
Mhm.
Serpentor, you remember? And those kind of fluctuate
Yeah.
uh-oh. We lose him?
I knew he only had one more and comment and he was going to get it. There's one more comment.
The
One more
aunt tells me
comment.
that all the time when we go to like the theater. She's like, make sure you turn off your alarm. But
Your
you know
your
how
black
some of
page.
huh?
You're
Your
totally
video's off.
black screen. Your video's gone.
Yeah. I'm trying to get it back right now.
Was it?
So is it back?
The
Yes.
chair is.
Yeah. So you know how some of them, some of those, some of those things that you used to have before, they're like kind of hard now. The production times and the production numbers that they do for some of these things, they're they're a lot better now. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a lot easier to get that stuff, and so uh, even like Mezco, even they took their, like I said, guilty as charged. They took the production numbers off of the boxes. I think that used to, a lot of people would look at those things and, oh, there's only so many made, and it made that inflated market, I guess, for certain figures. You're never going to
Right.
get away with some of them, like the White Skull Agent or anything else like that, or when they advertise it. But even now, you'll see them say stuff like limited exclusive, and it'll stay up for 1 or 2 days. And sometimes it almost seems like that doesn't. You'll see people comment on that. They'll say stuff like, "Oh, it's a limited exclusive. It's still up for pre-order. It must not be that limited." And it's like, well, yeah. Well, it's weird because even if they make, look at the groups. I think I've said this before, but look at the groups. If there's like 8,000 or 14,000, and they only make 5 or 10,000, I mean, that's still pretty
Yeah.
limited if you consider
Right.
it. So,
Yeah.
so what do you think? Does it take away from it being special? MC?
I'm in the same boat as Cory. I'd rather. I mean, you guys know that. Like, I'd rather somebody who wants the figure get it, have the availability to get it. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
that guy that's, oh, look at this. I got, there's only 500 of these made and I have one of them. Like, I'm just not that person. I'd rather see, especially like I've said it time and time again, my kid likes it. I'd rather see my kid enjoy it. I enjoy it as well with him, but, I don't want to struggle to find something for him, if he really wanted it or if I really wanted it. Just rather see a million of something than like all the Lando Calrissians we see hanging in a Target or a Walmart.
Yeah,
There's
I saw two. I saw two of those Billy D's hanging this week. I'm looking for other stuff, and I'm like, and you see like, what was I looking? I was looking for. I was looking for. Everybody keeps saying that the GI Joe Duke Tiger Force, and there's a couple of other ones that have shown up. So I go in there, I'm looking, I don't see it, but I'll see Lando in there. And I'm like, wow.
they need to do a promotion with Colt 45 where you get like a free sixer Colt 45
Oh
for every
yeah,
lane off the shelf.
like a little tiny one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, I mean, you talked about it a little bit before, but so I think all of us are kind of in the same boat. But do you think it like decreases the value? Maybe not just monetarily, but like personally, do you think it decreases the value of it? For me, it like increases it because more people are able to get it, more people enjoy it. I guess I think that's more of a question for people that are only doing it for the number or what they think that the value would be. And so I guess it's kind of hard to ask because I think we're all on the same page, right?
Yep, I would agree.
Yeah. I guess so. I do miss a little bit of the excitement with some of it. I won't lie, I guess it's a glutton for punishment. There was times when I would sit there and I'd click and I'd buy. I don't have it as much anymore. I feel pretty safe. Knock on wood. It doesn't get bad, but I remember those days when you'd click something, you like I said, you were wondering if you got it. So I'm wondering if there's a way to even bring that back. I'm not complaining about it. I like how easy it is, but it's almost like an open layup. You're just like, this is easy. So I'm wondering if there's any way to like bring it back, or do you guys even think it's missing at all? No.
Yeah, I don't think there's any advantage for the manufacturers to even think that way, because the only people that were making money off of those were the secondary sellers, right?
Mhm.
If I only release 500 of a figure just so you can sell it for 500, that doesn't do anything for me at all as a company. Which is why I completely understood why Mezco stops doing that. Like if I can sell 2,500 of them, why would I not make 2,500 or 4,500 or 7,500? There's really no benefit at them, for them to make something limited just so somebody else can flip it. Okay, I would hope it doesn't come back. There's other things out there if people want to collect. Get your limited edition NFT if that's what you're into.
Yeah. I'm so glad they didn't do that or any other,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really, they had it was with Mezco, but I remember they did that they did some limited Supreme Chucky doll, and I was sitting there thinking, oh God, I really hope this doesn't cross over to Gomez or any other stuff, because you wouldn't, not that it's not like a cool collab, but you would have it would almost be like that sneakerhead world coming into. Can you imagine, like, if Gomez actually had Air Jordans and they were swappable, and you just had a bunch of sneakerheads trying to collect Gomez figures just for the shoes, and so that's the way it was with Supreme. I kept thinking, oh, hope I don't get jumped by a whole bunch of Supreme people, but it's like I was like, oh, Supreme people are going to come into this line. They're going to see some of the stuff that potentially the line goes. This is earlier back, but I was like, they're going to see that these figures go for more, and now you're going to have that competition element in there too. And I was like, oh God, please don't let this happen. So I'm really glad, like you said, I'm just glad it's not like that, because the angst is cool, but it's not where you're just like, oh God, and then the FOMO part and everything else. So
I would like to see him release more accessory packs as well. Like the cut and stitch, the Victorian Vigilantes coming, of course, but some that we've already seen in other figures to kind of cut down on some of that parting out market as well. I know it sounds bad, but taking money out of people's pockets. But I don't know. It'd be nice that way you can have an extra jacket, like I could find a white lab coat for him. That'd be kind of cool, or one that I could just dye instead of ruining his jacket. So, but I would like to see more of the accessory packs from Mezco.
do you think the pricing? I know I get it's kind of like the new form of aftermarket selling, like people parting it out. And I personally, for me, I think it's okay, because I buy some of that stuff, and those people that sell, it's the same thing. They can still get stuck with it. But do you think the pricing is fair? Or, for me, I think in the group it's fair. So some of the prices, some of them obviously aren't. When I see, like, if there's like a Pink Skull's head and somebody's selling it, or a Dark Nocturnal head and there's somebody selling it for like $50-$60, I'm like, I don't want to do that. But there's some of them that are like, okay, yeah, this is like I've shown you guys a couple of deals that some people in the group, it's like, $15 will get you all of Constantine's cigarettes and the lighter, which Fauna ate. So it's like, for me, it's worth it, to pay $10 or $15 for that. But is there like a sweet spot price range or something? Or like, I guess I'm on board with parting out. But that's just personal for me. Like, plus I want to customize some stuff too, or mess around with certain stuff, or I don't want to break something in my set that I'd rather have it. But for me, it's cool. But I see the other side of it as well. But do you think the pricing is not on?
I only complain about the pricing when, like, somebody wants to sell the accessories for more than what the figure cost. I always have a problem with that one. I'm gonna get this figure, and then, hey, I'm gonna sell just the accessories for what I paid for, just for the figure. I think sometimes I get a little ridiculous, but those tend to be the ones that don't sell anyway. So let market dictate the price, right? When you ask for a ridiculous price, usually it won't move.
I don't want to price bash anybody. It's their price, whether somebody buys it or not. I can't. It's not my price to make, but I prefer to buy from Mezco, where I feel it's more fair myself. Like the cut and stitch, we got like basically everything to make a White Skull agent minus the white, the figure, or the Baker's dozen. I felt that was fair price. But like you said, when you see somebody selling like Doc Knock's jacket or Atticus Doom's jacket for $65 and left the claw hand for $35 or what, like, really, come on.
Yeah.
You sell two things and you've sold you bought the figure.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's just like for customizer availability and stuff like that. Like, I know Steve just said this about the wait list, and I think from what I got from that was when we were talking about it, he said that that's a list that they look at to determine if they need to put in an extra order. I think he mentioned that it wasn't ever guaranteed that it would happen. And then I guess also you'd have to look at what the numbers were. Like even though it may waitlist or it sold out, well, sold out, they're not going to do it. But if it waitlisted, I don't know if they have like a benchmark number where they said, okay, if we get another 1,000 orders, that would be worth us putting in another batch order for that product. So I know somewhere it got mentioned it wasn't a guarantee, but I think that that's how they kind of view that. At least that's what I got out of it when I was talking to him. Um, but to
They
go
just
back to what you guys are, huh? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say based on Nosferatu. I mean, didn't he just re-release Nosferatu for the last WumbleCon or whatever one we just had? It
Yeah,
was pre-order window, and that I think that was the original Nos, didn't they? Where they threw it up there at original pricing as well. I mean
yeah.
that was amazing for people that needed that figure that were able to jump on it for $112 or whatever it was.
It sold out quick, man. That one's
Yeah,
I think that was the one that sold out fast. Um, but going back to what you guys said, like I agree with you about the sets. I think they're still trying to get their feel of what will sell and what doesn't, because I know it doesn't take much to put it into a box, but of course there's marketing and everything else like that too. They got to separate it. They got to make plastic molds. I know that's not a lot, but that's a lot to think about in terms of saying, oh, we can throw 4 pigeons in here, 5 rats, and people are going to buy it. That's still like a business decision. So I think they're kind of seeing, because they watch, they do.
yeah.
They see all this stuff going on in the groups. They see the numbers that they have too. But I think it's probably a little bit of a gamble for them to say, yeah, let's throw 5 or 6 pairs of shoes in there and people are going to buy it. That's why they have these small runs. And I think as long as they sell out or these things keep going to wait list, they'll look at it and go, okay, these are things that are working. Because personally, I would buy it if they came out with 5 different pairs of shoe for a vapor. Or gosh, I mean, I've mentioned this on the show a bunch of times. Like you make different colored chucks, people would buy those in a heartbeat, man. Or skulls if they just said like that Doc Knock skull. I love that skull. I don't want to pay $25 for it each one, but they've done it where they put packs of those things all together. Like that cut and stitch pack.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know too many places where you can get that trench coat for under what the price was for that stitch pack was. So
No, for
I'm
sure.
hoping that they do that in the future. Because obviously for parting out stuff, I'd love to have some of that stuff extra. Different vapor cans, different spray cans. Like,
Mm.
I don't know if they can do it, but I really think that their home branded alcohol set.
With
I
little
know they throw them in there. Yeah, you know how
marching
they throw like
and stuff too. Yeah.
yeah, like I think they have like what maybe 2 or 3 of them branded now. But can you imagine if they had just a bunch of little lighthearted an alcohol set? I know they have a martini glass. You could throw that in there, make them a shaker. I mean, that would,
Yeah.
you can have these like little sets, do a limited run on it, but it also give you an idea of how popular or how over it would go with customers. But maybe they'll do that in the future. Sneaker sets, alcohol set, gosh, even the soft goods stuff. Good
Mm-hmm.
Lord, that stuff goes over really well. Shirts have their own little they could open up another little Slugfest Emporium division where it's just
Yeah.
soft goods and they sell shirts and pants and stuff. I think
Yeah,
everybody's
for
getting
sure.
more comfortable changing stuff, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. He said I clicked it, it was gone. Yeah. It was waitlisted for a game like that. Yeah, so that's all I have for that one. And I guess our final what final resolution? No, the final resolve. So I know we had chatted about this. You guys don't have to share this or not if you don't want to, but what's something that you want to try to work on? And people in the chat, what's something that you want to work on for 2023?
MC?
CC.
Me? I'm
Oh,
going.
see, he diverted. Yeah, he diverted.
I personally definitely want to work on being more disciplined in my purchases. I caught myself going through my pre-order list yet again the other day to kind of whittle that down. It's gotten out of hand. So next year, it would appear that like the variety is not going to slow down, and I need to start being a little more responsible with my purchases because I've got so much stuff that I haven't even opened or gotten around to, and it's just piling up. You know, I got boxes from Big Bad that are just piled up. I don't know what's even in them anymore. So I definitely want to be a little more particular about the purchases that I get and not so much spontaneity or just, you know, kind of on a whim type stuff. So that's my personal commitment.
MC?
Same as last year, but you know, and I did do better last year. I want to take more photos, get better at building dios, and obviously 3D printing. You know, I want to. I want to tap more into my artistic side than what I did even this year. So
It's fun, man.
Looking forward to seeing that.
He'll have his shop by the end of the year. He'll be selling stuff. Crates, fire escapes, weapons.
3D printed.
Make sure, make sure there's no copyright. Make sure there's no copyright stuff though. You don't want that. Get that cease and desist.
Insect.
Yeah. Dude, some of those guys make some good money off of some of that stuff, man. Like not the like kind of stuff, but like I've seen guys like that one he printed out. He's not selling it, but that Baxter Lab. I've seen guys they'll print out crates or just. And if you could paint too, oh my gosh, it's a lot of work, but it'd be over, bro. Like the Beltrans, man, they do that stuff. They do their stuff, and they have really good quality work. But they sell stuff like I don't know if you ever seen Henry stuff. Henry Beltran, you ever seen him?
Mm-hmm.
I've been following him for such a long time, man. He's a really good influence. He motivates with his art, but I remember the stuff he had was good before. Now he 3D prints his stuff. He'll 3D print mailboxes, and he's really good at weathering and then also adding more of a street element to it. So he'll put graffiti on their stuff, and you pop that on your stuff, and just adds more realism. His brother is a fantastic head sculpt, I guess, creator, and then he paints them too. And so yeah, he makes all. I think the last thing I bought from him was an alternative like screaming beast head, and I haven't kept up with them too much now, but both those guys, but they do the same thing. They make their own stuff, they paint it, and they sell it, and it's like, so that's where CC is going to be next year.
Yeah.
It'll be be printing out like Sky Strikers and stuff. Oh, you can't do that, but you know what I mean.
And delete if not allowed, but I have this for still.
Oh, ouch.
Sorry.
My daughter has a dollhouse, 6 different rooms. And I'm going to turn some kind of dial piece. Yeah. So some people are just telling what I like spreading more positive. Yeah, man. That's it, man. Exactly.
That's
The
awesome.
Marcus hit. Yeah, dude. Yeah, this is the highlight comment of the day right here. Not anybody else's stuff, but this is good too, man. Because I've noticed like people hoard that stuff like it is currency, like likes or comments and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, I'm not gonna like this guy's stuff. That'll show them. It's like nobody knows that you didn't like it. It's okay, but like it's almost like people are like, if you liked something that somebody did, dude, nobody's gonna even remember in a year. Except maybe that person that you like their stuff and is like, oh man, CC liked my stuff. That's really cool. It's not like nobody's gonna go back and look at that stuff and go, CC liked his post. Forget him, dude. It's free. It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was about it. I want to try to work on limiting my Mezco triple order. Yikes!
Damn.
Oh, I know who this is. I know who this is.
Is this you, Paige, in the comments?
Yeah, it's me, my alter ego. No. I know who this is. This is He's a fellow collector. He has a very big collection, very big, doubles, triples, and stuff like that. And he's been collecting for quite a long time. Yeah. And limit my other collection as well. Yeah, maybe unbox a few. This is very big for him because he has a big collection, but he's more of a mid-on-box collector. And so for him to say he's gonna unbox a couple, yeah, big strides, man, big strides. Just enjoy it. But everybody enjoys in different ways. He enjoys it that way, and there's nothing wrong with it. He just, I just want to work towards being a better human. You're probably talking. Nope, in general, just whatever it is. It could just be things like for me, I wanted to try to get better at time management. I'm horrible at it, or at least I get distracted, with certain things. So I want to have a better time management. I want to be more creative. I want to put out more stuff, and I want to do like you said with pictures too. I take a lot of pictures. I just share them with friends. And so next year, I told myself I would take pictures and I would like put it out into the, in the metaverse or whatever. But I wanted to do that. So those are kind of the things that I wanted to work on. Be a better cook. I don't cook that much. I really need to. It'd probably be cheaper too. I definitely want to continue to grow as a diorama creator. I don't know how much more he can grow.
Yeah. What is he
He's going to be putting out, Boba's going to be putting out triple what he does now, which would be insane. Every time I'll message him sometimes and I'm like, hey man, this don't work on. He's like, oh, that's cool. And he'll show me, and he shows me like 4 or 5 builds that he's doing all at the same time. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
He's going to bring on staff next year.
He doesn't need it. He has himself. He can churn out. Like, I was like, he put in, I'm amazed at the amount of stuff that he can put out like in such a short period of time. And it's really great stuff. And it's always like, of course, it's all character, created for the stuff that we do. But so
dude's got talent.
Yeah, see? This guy's got it. Look.
Yeah.
See, shut up, man.
Said what we're all thinking.
Yeah. It's like Bob Ross saying, yeah, you know what? I wanna work on painting trees a little bit better.
Happy little trees, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so all right. That's kind of all I had. What about you guys? Anything? Last words? Anything?
I want to see Cory put out more content.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
He's very modest. He is an artist, and I don't care if it's a sketch or anything, Cory, but I want to see more of your work, dude.
I appreciate that, man. I would like to see more of my work. It'd be 2 of us. It'd be 2 of us. Hopefully things fall in line where I can make time for more of that kind of stuff. I'm really hoping.
Need to see less of your other work so you can see more of your regular work.
Exactly. Let's get that life balance together. Yeah, for sure.
And I want to see more from Paige, like you've been sending to us lately.
Oh, we're doing personal challenges. Personal. Yeah.
I'm throwing down the gauntlet at both of you right now.
I'll throw one challenge down for CC then. So yeah, I like his art, but I want to see more of the lives. I miss those. I know we did them in. Yeah. I would love to come on. I would love to come on if I could, but I remember you used to do them in a group, and then I know time is a factor and other things stuff too, man. But I love those. Man. I love the ones that you guys did, man. They were a lot of fun. They were just like, it's just nice, and it was very it's relaxing. You're just sitting there and you're just talking about stuff. I miss watching them.
Appreciate that.
I think Paige was the only one that showed up to those, but
very intimate setting.
It's more, it's very intimate. It's intimate.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing though. Like that I think because it was in a group, and so there wasn't a lot of eyes and stuff like that. So to be able to have it like maybe on a YouTube channel, that was one thing. I was on Instagram, I think, for a year and maybe a half, and then I said that was one of the goals, was to get on YouTube. And dude, like I've learned so much just from you guys, like plugging in offline and saying, how do I do this? What do I do this? And you guys have been huge help to me getting any of this going. So thank you guys. So yeah, man, I'd love to see you guys do that kind of stuff. The two Corys show.
There it is.
Just not on
he-
Wednesday 8. No Wednesday
Yeah.
8. Yeah, so I'll do
Right.
it whenever I want.
Right.
Oh,
we
what's
had like
MC
random
challenge?
times too. It'd be like Saturday at 2 p.m. or Friday at 10 p.m. It was just we just call each other up and like, hey, let's do something.
That's what I do. Like I don't have it for mine. Mine was all guest. It's just guest catered. Like Minnie's told me she couldn't do anything until Halloween. I think I talked to Dwayne or Sarah, and they only could do it. So like mine, I try to do it on Wednesday, but there's times when other people like this is the only day I can do it. Like I'll ask you guys too, but you should just do it whenever. I mean, it doesn't. It's YouTube. It's gonna be recorded. Who cares? It's like that. It's not like some competition or anything like that. Like if they want to watch this person, they're gonna come back and rewatch whoever, vice versa. So it's not like it's not NBC versus ABC.
Right.
Well, I have my challenge for MC. Are you
Oh.
ready? Yeah. So 3D printing. We'll just go with that.
Man.
3D printing. Yeah.
We talked a little bit already. Okay. Send me your wish list.
I have it.
You got
Fire
CC.
escape. I want a fire escape.
I got you. CC's got like a whole fleet of 3D printers, by the way.
Oh, he does.
I do.
An armada.
I do. It's yeah. That's one of those things that got carried away last year. Yeah, I got addicted to 3D printing pretty hard.
He's making bootleg nights right now.
Yeah, we never talked about that. Yeah, you had like I got like 10. That's kind of crazy. I know, it's pretty crazy.
Or are you like gonna
Crazy,
set up
man.
like a shop where you're gonna just sell stuff, or is it just because of the scale of the projects you needed multiple so you could have it put together? You know what I mean? Like you're building the life.
I'm very impatient. Like some of the stuff you'll do on 3D printing, it might take 36 hours for a piece. And like I can't stand the idea of just printing one item for 36 hours on making any progress. So, I crank out a full-size droid in 6 days because I got 7 printers working on it, so it's very, very impatient. So yeah, I sold very, very little. A lot of that stuff I did, just for my own personal use. But I'm very impatient. I like to get things done. So, I got a leg on each printer, head going on a different printer. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool though. The idea that we had that kind of technology in the comfort of our own basement, that's pretty crazy today. Pretty crazy.
I'm telling you, man, watch. In like 10 years, you're gonna want your figure, and they're gonna say, okay, here's the file, and you just buy it directly from like you'll be printing Joe print it, and it'll probably the technology will be so advanced it'll paint it for you too. You'll just 3D print it and print it. You'll I want the new Serpentor. They'll say, here's the file. Oh God, you know how we just talked about everything comes full circle, but you know how we just talked about how production and how hard it is or how easy it is to get stuff.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just getting a printout for your Crimson Guard? And
it'd be like those things on was that Star Trek when they could just basically just ask for something and it would just materialize it or whatever. You know what I mean? Like just, whatever you need is just there. It's there.
Or you put a seed in the microwave and it made this 8-course meal for you.
Yeah, exactly.
It was back to future.
Exactly.
Took like that big ass turkey or something. Dude,
exactly.
That's what's gonna be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna definitely get with you guys because I wanted to try to do that, but there's a bunch of other little things that I wanted to do this year. Like I want to learn how to sew. Like so I can take apart these figures because everybody's doing mods. Everybody seems like they're more comfortable with these figures now. Like you see people, oh, this elbow messed up, and they just and they're just drumming stuff before. Like I don't even want to take a shirt off, and now people are just tearing these figures up in good ways and making them better or customizing them, making their own personal preferences. But I want to learn how to sew so I can do some of that, maybe work on some of the older stuff. But I really want to get into 3D printing because, man, I've seen, God, I saw CC just printed that one thing, and I'm like, holy shit. And it looked good.
Yeah.
Do you have that?
Which what do you want to see?
The thing
I can go grab
the little one. Yeah, please, man, show that.
Sword or the gravestone or
whatever,
alien.
man. Whatever.
I'll be right back.
Whatever.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Chachi was saying, why does it take so long to 3D print that stuff? And well, a lot of people don't realize is that when you're 3D printing, it's all about layers because that's where your detail comes in. So, you know, something like similar to like what the MC is going to go grab for you, it's probably 10,000 layers in making that item. So it's really, really detailed, a very, real small detail. And that's why it takes so long. If you could imagine, you know, it tracing itself literally, you know, 10,000 times to kind of build that piece or whatever. It's pretty intense technology. And I definitely suggest watching some YouTube videos and stuff and see how it's done. It's pretty incredible. You're only limited by your imagination nowadays.
I know, man. I've seen these guys, and some of these guys are taking they're taking like what is it, like building classes or design classes, and they make their own stuff, and they're, you know, with the software and everything. And I'm speaking as a rookie, of course, but
yeah,
it's crazy. And I mean, this is the first stuff that he's printed, and I'm pretty sure a lot of this is all based off of quality too. Like you could shoot something out like a crate in probably less time, but the more time, it's equated to the quality of the print, right?
Yeah, more detail. Yeah, more detail.
So it came with a test file to calibrate your machine or whatever. And I printed this. It's like a little cube, and it has the logo of the company, and it says Anycubic. Took, I think, like 3 hours. I can't remember how long it took. And then my kid is a big Plunderling fan, and so I said I was going to make like a diorama for his Plunderlings, and the first thing I thought of was a palm tree, and it kind of came out very phallic looking at first.
Don't worry, I'll blur that out later.
It's not for the
watch where you place that. This is bad. You a penis and a feather.
But this is the palm frond, and you put the palm fronds in as they're getting painted, and it makes a tree.
Wow.
And then my son, this is like, I started painting this. He's a huge fan of little green aliens, and I started painting this already, but this took like 4 hours to paint. I just got this file online and painted the head and the eyes already. The detail is really amazing. Like, you see the little, it's hard to see on here, but little marks on his shoes, little on his gloves. The next thing I printed was for one of my friends. It's doing some custom work for me right now on a Moon Knight and Khonshu. So I 3D printed this sword. You can see it's like a Viking, but there's actual runes in it that you can see, like Viking lettering, and there's a skull on the hilt there, the cross. So, and then there's a bunch of detail on the blade at the end as well. And then spoiler alert, working on a sod cutter theme right now. Like most people, I'm way behind Boba, but I printed these little gravestones in this one, and I'm working on some more.
Wait, go back, please. Can you go back?
Which one?
No, the one that you just had up just now. Not those, the single. Yeah. So dearly departed brother Dave chased his bear into the cave. Did you write that out?
No,
or was that the file?
It was the file. I just did Cory, I'm not taking credit for anything. Cory gave me some links to some sites like Thingiverse and Yegi, and they have a bunch of free files on there, and these were just on there, and you just download the file and plug it into the printer and go. So pour the resin, and then you got to give it like an alcohol bath, and then you got to cure it with UV light. But these are all ready to be painted now. So, and I got this printer on Christmas, and I've printed these leaves to go in the palm tree. I have like 8 graves, this little thing, and this sword already. So just trying to figure it out, like what I can really do with it, and also fulfilling some requests for a friend and my kid. So, and then a little bit of personal gain, but it's
it starts.
Yes, what's that?
It starts. It begins.
Yeah.
Hey man, how much you gonna print for this? Oh man, it's gonna take some time. I'm gonna have to charge you this.
No, I don't know. That's wrong. You know that I never.
I know.
Yeah, I did order all of those aliens. I ordered on BBTS and oh geez, Oh My Primus, which is an overseas company that should be getting it first. Like they had the exclusive green ones listed first, but I ordered all of them for them. So it's just I think their first quarter release now. So the little aliens that Darius did or The Amazing did a review on the
Yeah,
with
yeah, those, yeah,
those little
the,
grays,
yeah.
but they
Mhm.
ones and their suits are like if you shine like a black light on them, they change colors and things like that. They're really cool little figures. They're neat. They're little aliens. What can I say? But
And so, how long did it take you to print just the tombstones, just for example, like for people that aren't really?
I printed. I think there was 8. Like I lined it up on the plate. Cory was helping me with math yesterday. That's why the comment in our little chat was like math because I had to convert
I was
inches to
digging.
millimeters.
I'm sorry. I was just doing anyone. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No, like it was a real struggle. Like, so is this right? And he's like, no. But it was, and I have a conversion calculator on my phone. Just dumb. I can't do math. It was like with the x-axis and the y and the z, like trying to figure it out. I did eight tombstones, like various sizes, and a couple of them I screwed up on the learning curve placement and things like that.
Yeah.
But it took, I think it was 8 hours to print 8 tombstones all at once. So I have like a whole graveyard worth of tombstones in 8 hours work. So went to bed and yeah.
Yeah, but you have a bunch of tombstones. I mean,
Yeah.
geez, like
And it used like maybe like a quarter to a half a bottle of resin because I'm still got to figure out how to hollow things. Like I'm bug Cory again later to save resin and so and that was I don't know maybe $12 print 8 tombstones.
yeah, but that's still
No,
cheap,
that's
man.
cheap. Like that's really to me like go to Micheal's or go somewhere and find 8 different tombstones with different levels of size and detail. So it was, the palm tree. I think the palm tree took the longest though because it was like it prints like from the. God damn it!
He just keeps on that thing.
This never mind. It prints. This was the top surface, and it's dipping in, and there's nothing I can do. And it took like
It's gone off the rails. It's gone off the rails.
Too many whiskeys into this now, but that's the longest for, and I think it was 14 hours or something. Here I am gripping it again. I think the comment I made to you guys, the first thing I 3D print on my own, of course, is very phallic. So it's for my wife Christmas present. It's a little
I can't start 3D printing your own replacement. Man. Can't do that.
Yeah,
can't do that.
Pretty much.
But I we were talking about this too, Cory, like the translucent resins and stuff that some people are using. And then like, there's so much to learn. Like he was telling me about buying the flexible, is that the term for it? The flexible resins.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still trying to understand that, but he's the expert. Don't let him, I'm stealing his thunder here.
Wait, so you, so you'd be able, so something like this, you'd be able to do.
Cory?
Mm-hmm.
Not this.
Right.
Something like it, right? Yeah.
Right. Could we do
Absolutely.
something in flame that's translucent? Yes.
Absolutely. 3D printing, man, really it unlocked the world of toy making. Like it's all about your imagination and your comfort with the technology. Because once you start using the programs that are available to design things, you could do anything. I've got a app on my iPad, Shaper 3D, for anybody that wants to just begin with design, and you could just use geometric shapes to just build things. And so, I was making like ATM machines, telephones, security cameras, because these are all things you really just applying geometric shapes. You can kind of build whatever you want to get kind of a basic figure. And, you could do those type of things. Because I think Shaper 3D, I think, is a $10 app or something. You use your iPad and your Apple Pencil, and you could crank something out pretty quick. I did a, what do you call the big blaster for Iron Man?
The photon
just
cannon?
like a blast effects. Oh,
I did an actual photon cannon using Shaper 3D.
Like the one from Marvel versus Capcom that
Yeah, I did one before they had one, and I did the whole thing, and I didn't get it finished to my liking, but I was able to go in and program the whole thing. So it's all about literally your imagination and how much time you're willing to put into it. I did a little sculpting. Sculpting is really fun. Did some head sculpts.
Is it Nomad? I somebody mentioning that Nomad for like designing heads and stuff for
like
I haven't used that one yet.
Mythic Legions. Yeah, some lady was making heads on. I believe it was Nomad, is what they said in like a group I was in.
Come here and stop.
You made someone angry.
No, they just here.
I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not, but that is the photon cannon that I designed on Shaper. So you can see that. But it's essentially just all geometric shapes. You know what I mean? You drag and drop and extend and make things oblong. But
so you can pretty much get lost in that stuff too, right?
Oh,
you could
man,
just be
you
sitting
spend
there
hours.
just like anything.
Hours.
Wow.
Hours, and then I did some simpler stuff. I did this for Dante, which hopefully we don't get kicked off for that. But
is it a lightsaber?
It has some paraphernalia.
It's not a lightsaber.
Yeah, it probably should have been. It'd have been more appropriate for Dante. Far more appropriate.
Yeah.
His level of all things Star Wars. But just to give you an idea on the thing, Shaper 3D is a real basic program. I didn't take a class or anything to learn how to do it. I just played with it, started tinkering, and before you knew it, I was making full blown models. So weapons, I made a few weapons, things like that, swords, axes for Mythic Legions. So it's all out there. Make it happen, folks. Make it happen.
Oh yeah. Jeez, we should have a show. We should have a show. You helmet, so we can go over stuff like that. Because I would love to just sit down and have like a beginner's class of it. A lot of this time, like when you ask somebody, it just gets so in depth that either they don't want to explain it or they think that you're going to hoard in on what they're doing. It's like, no, I just want to print some stuff on my own. So, dude, we should try to get a beginner show. And have that if you guys are down for that.
As you know, Paige, you're always welcome to come on over and try it out too before you buy it. Make something, then we'll go grab some lunch and come back, and it'll be done. Like.
Yeah,
there you go.
Cool. Yeah, I showed Ann the other day when you sent me the picture. I was like, look, you got one. And she goes, how much did that cost? I was like, of course.
Oh, you showed her the palm tree, didn't you?
No, I didn't show her that. I showed her the machine. And she was like, how much is that? And I was like, oh, it's this much. And she's like, oh, that's cool. I was like, yeah, you can make all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
And she's like, what? I mean, but it just brings everything. I guess it just depends on what you're doing. But like you said, I mean, it just accents everything else too. Like say you were doing a Punisher shot, now you got security cameras, now you got trash cans, now you got, just a bunch of stuff, and you're not.
A weapons
too, man. Oh my gosh, yeah. And then your customizing creativity all goes in like with Cory, where he said you're doing it to your own stuff. It's not like what preset somebody else had. And then also I think it's good because you're not searching the internet trying to find some of that stuff. Like some of that stuff is expensive. Like I remember I was looking for a chair. You remember the Morpheus chair everybody wanted? Look like something like that.
Yeah, this would have
something like that. Not like that, but
Yeah.
But just like that, it would be cool just to say, I want like that Morpheus chair. Everybody was wanting it. It cost so much money. I mean, more than I wanted to spend. Well, I have it, but because I found a deal. But do you know what I mean? Like in those cases, you could be like, oh, I really want to get this Morpheus chair. Let me just make a chair that's kind of like that. And then now I have it and I don't have to spend a bunch of money. I just, and then.
I bought a file for one that's very similar.
Is that
very
the-
similar, and 3D printed my own.
Did you
Yeah.
build a kingpin chair, Corey? If I remember right, or were
What's
you?
that?
Did you build a kingpin like size chair for the Marvel Legend kingpin, or was that somebody else that I'm thinking about?
Yeah.
It was that Morpheus chair I did for him.
Yeah, you did a bigger.
Yeah, I just scaled it up a little bit. That's all you got to do. You scale it up a little bit, and it works.
Yeah, you literally just dial it, and that's.
Yeah.
And if you have a conversion
Yes.
thing on your phone, like it's free app,
Yeah.
Convert Lite, you can
Yeah.
do the dimensions. It's just figuring out like X is what axis is again. Like
Yeah.
I'm not a math guy, so
Yeah, see, that's like next level shit. You could pretty much build a whole set for whatever you wanted.
yeah.
Whatever you want.
Can you 3D print from a picture? I think Dwayne said something about that. It wasn't a picture. He used a turntable scanner that he was showing, and he would like he did a figure or something like that. But I mean, of course, you guys have more experience with that. Can you do that 3D print from a picture?
You can't convert a 2D file to a 3D. All you would be able to do would be like the lithophanes, if you're familiar with that phrase, where essentially I could take a photo like of your face and 3D print it, and then like the light shines through it and gives it kind of a 3D effect. It's really cool. Get a chance, Google lithophanes. You can do it even with your resin printer, MC. You can take a picture of the family, whatever, and then put it in like a locket or whatever, if you will. And then when the light shines through, it gives it kind of a 3D effect. It's really cool. It's called a lithophane.
So as long as you had kind of like what Hasbro has, like if you had pictures from different angles, would you be able to do it or no? Like if you did a
Not
space
really.
on side, angle, no, it won't work like
Not
that.
really. There's no technology out there for it. Like I almost think there was a company called Bellis 3D that was doing it was an app for your iPhone for like $5, and you could do your own head scan for 99 cents. It would scan you just used it, you scanned your head, it sent you the file. And like I was 3D printing my own heads before Hasbro did it. And I thought it was pretty cool. But it's next level stuff to be able to go from a 2D image to a 3D, as you can imagine. Because there's so much detail and stuff involved.
Yeah, variables and stuff like that too. Like side, yeah, they were. I'm pretty sure, but I mean, I remember Hasbro with the selfie series. They started kind of doing that, but that was more video. I guess if you had one of those video scanners, maybe do a head scan. Can you do something like that?
Right. This is I used that Bellis 3D and it had scanned my own face. That's my poor attempt to paint a face. It's the only time you'll ever see that, but it was a really good likeness for a 99-cent app. It was a really good likeness. Like that was definitely me, no doubt about it.
I thought that was Sam Jackson.
I did too, with hair.
Right.
So we should do that. Let's if you guys are down for it, we'll talk offline. Maybe we can do like a because it's different levels. Like you're obviously gonna be more of an expert. MC is in the intermediate, and I am a novice. A virgin. Yeah, complete novice. And so you're covering all spectrums. So that would be cool. We should do that.
Yeah.
I'll write that down. No, it's a good show, man. It's a good. I think it would be a great show. Great show.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. Well, I don't see anything else. It looks like we covered everything, and then I think we got through everyone's questions and stuff like that. Really quick, wanted to tell you guys, of course, thank you again for coming on. Thank you for everybody that watched. I appreciate you guys sharing not only this episode, but bulk of the episodes that I had in this latter part of the year. Man, it's been really cool hanging out with you guys. Not only just here, but I mean, we pretty much talk to each other every 10 minutes. So it's cool, man. I do, man. I appreciate you guys here, and I appreciate your friendship, man. I really do. Looking forward to next year, just with everybody just doing their own stuff and us doing stuff together too as well. But I really hope that everybody in the next year kind of takes everything that we all learned for whatever it is, collecting life and everything else like that. And I hope that they apply it to next year and make life better for themselves and for other people too, man. That's all I have. So what do you guys got? Anything?
Hangout at Galaxy's Edge this year. I can't wait.
Well, I thought CC said that it was going to get postponed. Is it still good?
I'm still hoping to go this year. It just won't be March.
Okay.
Not with the changes at work, unfortunately. But
Okay.
September is a good time to come.
hopefully still get it into 2023.
Yeah.
I'd be heartbroken if I can't.
Weather-wise,
Yeah, September's
we'll
great.
make it happen. We'll make it happen. Yeah, September weather-wise is good, and then also just parks like attendance-wise is good too because it's low. So,
Yeah.
We can. We'll start a GoFundMe, Cory. We got you.
Yeah.
All right. That's what we need.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah,
Just for
definitely.
the freight truck to haul back all your stuff, your droid.
Right. Shipping alone, yeah.
Well, he'll be shopping for two anyway. He's got to get his stuff for him and Dante. So, I mean, it'll be,
Oh, I know. Dante's list is going to be, yeah. He wants
Yeah.
one of each.
okay. It'll be I'm pretty sure we'll be FaceTiming while we're there. Tell him, like, hey man, we want us to pick you up. Hey, you want on the rides and everything too.
Oh, man.
I'm sure. I can see him just like, boop. I got it.
Yeah.
MC, last word. You got anything? Good.
Just thank you for your friendship, both of you. I've really learned a lot from you guys this last year, definitely, and I enjoy talking to you guys. Obviously, talk more to you than anybody else, I think. And that's it. I just hope everybody has a safe and happy New Year, and be better next year, than we were this year.
Yeah, I think Cece had
Very
the
well
right
said.
idea about very well said. Paring down a lot of stuff. I'm gonna be taking that one out too. Yeah, I'll definitely be taking that to heart. I need to do that. We'll all look out for each other on that one.
Yeah.
Don't we're enabling, right? Just be like, no, you don't need that. You don't need that. I was looking at Moonstone today.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
man. I probably need some of that, man. Because I looked at Moonstone today. I didn't buy it, but I was looking at it. I was like, oh man, this is the last one that they're gonna put out. Did you saw that post?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for Walgreens exclusives.
Yeah, I was like, this is the last one. It has some kind of like sentimental value to it. It was like, it's a double jointed elbow. I was like, it looks good. I was like, you should get it. I was like, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
So I held out for a little while, and then Mythic Legions put up their stuff.
I got that email today. Order now.
You did. Yeah, man. I've been looking for that Crusader for a while. I wanted like one or two of those Crusaders, but everybody wants crazy prices, or at least they want more prices than I want to pay. And then they had that today, and I'm like, oh, there they are. And then they had that other one, that deluxe pack, that one figure. I'm not familiar with all the terms, but the skeleton.
Yes.
It has like, I saw that, and I'm like, oh man, look at that. That would go great with fill in the blank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. So we need some strong team members here to be like, yeah,
It's like
pull back.
digging on.
Yeah.
Well, I looked at it and I was like, I just took a picture today, but I was like, I got the unknown one, and I just opened that Father Christmas. I didn't open it, but I opened up the box because apparently I was like, look, you haven't opened Headless Horseman, Father Christmas, or the unknown one. I'm like, and you're looking at this other stuff. I'm like, it's cool, but do you need it? I'm like, no, you gotta calm down with that shit, man.
Right.
Gotta calm down, bro. So be strong, 23. Be strong in 23.
Be strong.
All right. Yeah, be strong. Yeah, that's the other t-shirt. All right, well, that's it, guys. That's it.
Thanks a lot, fellas. Thanks a lot. Sure, we'll be talking to you soon.
Yeah, probably 2 minutes, right?
Right.
And that's how he ends it too. Look at it. You see how he ended it? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Bring in the new year with a bang, literally.
Dude.
All
right.
Next time it'll be assembled.
Before I get some kind of like demonetized. Even though I'm not monetized, they'll be taking money for no reason. Just like phallic symbols and shit. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Everyone. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks a lot.
No.